Test YouTube. I got it.
I'm looking at Facebook right now trying to see if
It'll start at 6:30. It won't start before.
Yeah, don't take the big plunge off the backside, but that's a bad deal.
Well, what my fear is we're going to have a really good game, and then I'll be all excited and jump off the back on accident. Yeah, it's definitely going out over there. It scares me.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Sends Saporito in motion. Straight cross, Graham pumping. Double move, Derby McReynolds trying to get over there. And he does! What a recovery by Derby McReynolds!
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crawcan Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bender on 7, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Call Service, Chicken Annie's Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, G&W Foods, Girard Medical Center, Hydrix Appliance, Jagged Edge, Canar Eye Care, Kim Kravitz Photo, Larid Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug Store, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Paoni Dental, the Producers Co-op Agronomy Center, the Market 120, and the Producers Co-op Farm Store.
Two wide receivers near side. Curran in the slot. Chitano, the wide out. Norris going to throw it up. He wants Troike over the top. He makes the catch. What a throw! He threw it in the breadbasket of Evan Troike on a rope. What a throw from the 30 down to the 20.
It's time for Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
And good Thursday evening, football fans. Welcome to week number 9 of the 2018 high school football season. As we settle in here for this one, we are officially into the playoffs. That's what has become of week number 9 here, as these 3A teams have whittled themselves down in a 5-team district to come out and see where they are right now. And this is where we are in Parsons, Kansas, the side of this one, as the Girard Trojans at 5-3 will take on the Parsons Vikings at 6-2. Good evening, everyone. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Dale Shireman, as we settle in here for this one, as the Trojans do make the trip down here to Labette County to take on this Parsons Vikings team that is a little bit of a resurgence under first-year head coach Kurt Freeze, and he's got them believing a little bit. Trojans will try to make sure that they make that belief stop here tonight. The winner gets to continue their season. The loser will get to go into basketball season. Oh, by the way, these two teams will probably decide who goes to state in basketball when we get to that point, because they'll be two of the best basketball teams on the boys' side in the area as well. But football is on the mind here today. The Trojans coming off a 43-0 win over Osawatomie. Back-to-back wins for the first time this season after beating Iola 21-13 the week before. Chandler Humble coming off a 12-carry, 104-yard game. Back-to-back 100-yard games for Humble. Last two games, 41 carries, 249 yards, 6 yards per carry. We expect to see a heavy dose of number 44 here today. Big plays from Evan Troike as well. 70-yard punt return against Iola. He has 62-yard reception. Not a lot of production necessarily play-to-play, but the big play is there when the Trojans have needed it, and it's been very handy for Girard. Defense forced 13 turnovers in the last 3 games as well, and they limited Osawatomie and Iola combined to 3.9 yards per carry. Their opponent, the Parsons Vikings, at 6-2, 3-2 in district competition. They're coming off a 14-52 loss to a team that's probably going to make a pretty good run in the playoffs in Galena. Other loss this year was in week number 5, a 6-7 loss against Frontenac. That's the one I circled and thought, well, Frontenac can play with them a little bit and keep them 6-7. What can the Trojans do? And we'll see. But they are super fast. 4A runner-ups in the 4x100 last year. All 4 of them are on this field, and that means you're pretty good, pretty fast if you can go there. And Derek Williams, Devontae Yates, Gage Freese, and Daquan Johnson. So we will see what those guys, they're led by Gage Freese, 1,400 yards passing, 500 yards rushing, and he's also got 7 interceptions on the defense side of things, Dale. But we'll bring you in here, and the Trojans, if they can keep it on the ground and pound momentum, keep the ball control, they got a real good shot to beat Parsons tonight.
BJ, I think ground control is the key. You got to control that ball. You got to keep it out of Parsons' hands. And any time we have a chance to grind out a 6-7 minute drive, that's exactly what we have to do. Yeah, shorten the game, get on them early, and hang in this one. But you got to make sure you keep things in front of them. They are very fast, and they can get behind you in a hurry. We've got a nice setup here. We're high atop, right over the top of the Trojans' sidelines, and good work by Dale scrounging up some scaffolding here. It's a one-of-a-kind setup that I've never been a part of, but we'll do what we can to get this on the air and hopefully have a good broadcast for you here tonight from Parsons. We'll step away, take our first break of the night. When we come back, we will we'll look at the highlights from a week ago when the Trojans beat the Trojans of Osawatomie. We'll do that when we return on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And of course, Girard Sports Live is presented by Crocamp, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crocamp. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crocamp has to offer at ckt.net. We'll take a look back to last week when we return on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crocamp Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
Here we go. Second down and goal from the 4. Turn, handoff, Curran. Second guy through on the counter in the backfield. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. And that was some quick work there. A 4-yard touchdown run by Creed Curran. And the Trojans on the board. 6-0, 9:47 to play. On a 5-play, 45-yard drive. Now approaching 5 minutes into it. Tied in near side is Harrison. They'll stay in that wishbone formation. Turn, handoff. Curran into the end zone. Touchdown. Creed Curran, his second score of the ball game. Snaps back to Cole. Look downfield. He's going to let one fly. And intercepted by Creed Curran. They're going to say he makes the catch at the 21-yard line. Really well played by Creed. A nice job to get his feet down in bounds, and the Trojans get their second turnover of the ball game. Too much on that one. 39.8 seconds to play. Second down and 10 now from the 38-yard line. 2 wide receivers near side. Inside out to Curran to Troike. Shitano split to the far side. Norris throws underneath. He's got Evan. Block coming. You can't touch him. Be careful. Coming to the near side. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Trojans. And he had a 59-yard punt return called back. How about a 62-yard touchdown pitch and catch for Evan Troike. And the Trojans lead it 21-0 with 26.7 seconds to play in the first half. Here we go, big third down early in the second half of this ball game. Wide receiver near side, one to the far side. Wing near side. One man in the backfield with Boyd. That's Oliver. Ball loose. Weidman's got it. It hit again. Big man's dream, and he'll take it to the house on the fumble return for the touchdown for Dean Weidman. Christmas came early for the big fella, and he takes it to the house, and the Trojans lead it 28-0. To the near side, Shirtano to the far side. I formation with fullback Hummel, tailback Curran. Norris under center. Turn. Hand it off. Humble up the middle. Rumbling forward. Touchdown, Trojans. It's a 13-yard touchdown run by Chandler Humble, and finally the big boy gets paid off tonight. This time he takes it in for 13 yards. And the Trojans add to the lead. It's 34-0. It's 43-0. Trojans roll. They finish this regular season at 5-3 on the year, 3-2 in district competition, and we await the results of some other contests to find out where we will be in week number 9 next.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
Girard Medical Center's bariatric program has made extraordinary changes to many people's lives.
I am no longer living the life on the sideline watching everybody else enjoy those things I want to do. I am doing those things now. I am doing things that I only dreamed of doing for the longest time. I'm truly living the life I've always wanted.
Call to learn more. Girard Medical Center, caring for our community one patient at a time.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays, 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here quickly to Parsons, where we get ready for this one. The Girard Trojans and the Parsons Vikings. Look around the area, brought to you by Bumper to Bumper, formerly Brenneman Auto Parts. Bumper to Bumper will get you what you need if you are in the need for Bosch brake pads, Timken bearings, and so much more. Stop there, talk to Willie, and find out what they can help you with there at Bumper to Bumper, just there on the southwest corner of the square in Girard. Well, it is district competition across the way, actually playoff competition across the way in 3A. That's where we'll focus here in this one, as the Girard Trojans obviously taking on Parsons. Elsewhere in 3A on this eastern side of the bracket, as I'll grab it here real quick and look at that. There's some pretty good matchups really in this first week. As Burlington and Frontenac, I think, is probably the highlight of that, and both 5 and 3. We'll see what happens there, see how extreme Southeast Kansas represents. Topeka, Hayden, and Holton, first round of things there. That's a legendary matchup between those two teams. Marysville and Santa Fe Trail, Lacine, a Prairie View there against Caney. I think that's a pretty good matchup in week number 1. We've got this one, Sabetha against Jefferson West, and Perry LeCompton against Wamego. Colgan's in action over there at Hutchinson Field tonight, as the Panthers fighting off some injuries, and see what they can do tonight in their matchup. We're going to take up gloves, Dale. It's a little cool out here. Cool and rainy is the weather forecast.
See my breath.
You can see your breath, and it's just a little bit cool and a little bit drizzly. Not necessarily rain, I would say, but it will be a factor in this ball game. In 2A, I guess I should say, Humboldt is really doing a nice job. 8-0 on the season. They'll take on West Franklin. Southeast is in the playoffs at 4-4. Also, Riverton is going to be taking on Silver Lake. That's a nice little consolation prize, but they're in the playoffs. And then Colgan tonight against Leon Bluestem is their matchup. And then finally in 8-man, St. Paul is playing tonight as well, as St. Paul is hosting Hartford in that matchup just up the road from here. Let's look around the area, brought to you by Bumper to Bumper. Take a look at our nice shot of the week, brought to you by Kim Kravitz Photography, a boutique photography studio. And a nice shot there. Kim Kravitz specializes in family photos, in senior photos, sports photography as well. Learn more about everything Kim Kravitz has to offer at kimkravitzphoto.com. Good look there of Humble getting to the ball. Wes Jahey there in the background getting to it as well. Not going to have Wes tonight. That's a big loss for the Trojans as he's battling a concussion, and he will not be in tonight's action. The Trojans will need him, would have needed him in the secondary for sure, but some other guys will step up. The Trojans will go to a 3-man front, and Coach talks more about that when we talk to him when we return here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
A yellow flag on your team is bad, but a yellow tag on your favorite new flooring or furniture, now that's awesome. Get to Derailed Commodity for huge savings during their Yellow Tag inventory clearance sale. Renew the look of your home with steep discounts on all in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile flooring. Even in-stock furniture is on sale. Kick off your fall with new flooring and furniture during the Yellow Tag inventory clearance sale at Derailed Commodity, with locations in Joplin, Butler, and Fayette, Missouri, as well as Independence and Brazelton, Kansas.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
Paoni Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Paoni DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Paoni has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Paoni Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to paonidental.com.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as you get ready to talk to the head football coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott. Coach, coming off a good win over Osawatomie last week in week number 8, the first back-to-back wins for the Trojans. You guys beat Iola the previous week, and it came out, it seemed like, in that game against Osawatomie with a really good game plan, and then just executed it and took care of the Trojans early on. As you kind of went back and looked at that ball game, do you feel good about how things transpired against their version of the Trojans?
Yeah, it was, I think we complemented each other well, offensively and defensively. We got some turnovers, but our guys, came out and didn't let the bad luck happen, I guess, in the sense that you don't want to let a no-for team get their final win or get their win against you on the final week. So you took care of business, and we executed at a pretty good level. I thought we missed some things here and there, but we were able to complement each other well and make up for it.
Throughout the year, it's kind of, early on in the season, your passing game was just helping you stay in ball games, and then in a couple of instances basically helped you win a ball game. It seems of late the running game's come a little bit longer. Is there anything you can kind of put your finger on that helps you guys be able to run the football a little bit more consistently?
No, not necessarily one thing. I think we've had some decent times where we've been able to get movement and establish the run, and reads have been a little bit better maybe here and there, but this last week I thought we had a good balance between run and pass, and I think that helps keep teams off a little bit. And then the week before, we kind of forced to run it and kind of were able to make it work. So it's one of those things that if we can stay balanced, we'll be better off. But I think if we can get the run game going, it'll help our cause.
Yeah, defensively, I mentioned the post game last week. I've lost count now, probably 13 maybe turnovers in the last 3 weeks combined. It seems to be a pretty consistent thing. That's certainly something that'll help you tonight if you can get that. But what's kind of helping you lead to the turnovers and everybody being around the football?
Yeah, it's been that. We've had people getting to the ball, and if the ball goes on the ground, we've got guys there. And we missed another one last week where we could have been there. We just kicked it out of bounds. So, it's guys playing technique pretty well, and then hustling and getting people there, and that's a big thing for us, and we're going to need that definitely tonight.
It's tough. You get to this point in the season, it's kind of a grind, and it's a war of attrition at this point, both physically and mentally, to be willing to re-rack it every week and go back to work, and here you sit in a chance against a pretty good opponent. But as you went to work this week, kind of where's the mindset for the Trojans?
We're going to have some guys playing. We're going to have to play very, very hard and play sound. We're doing a couple things. We'll have a new little defense wrinkle for them, I guess, and hopefully we can execute that at a high level. But we've remained fairly healthy throughout the course of the year. We're going to miss, fortunately, one of our better tacklers and better players on defense this year, and he got banged up a little bit in that last game, and we'll have some guys have to step up and make some plays.
You've got some common opponents with this team that you're playing in Parsons. How much do you go back and look at that, and how much did it help you at all getting ready for this one?
Oh, it's hard to compare scores. I never really like doing that just because things can play out differently. Kids can be out, momentum swings and kind of timing of the season when you play them. We do have some common opponents, but if you look at them and what they do, how do you match up with them? What can you do successful to counter them? And it's individual matchups a little bit, and you look at scores, and that never does you any good anyways because one thing can go one way or the other. But, I think for some of our kids, looking at those and comparing wins and losses and where our wins are and theirs, and that probably gives them a little bit of a confidence there, too, as well, that, hey, we've beaten everybody they did, and we're kind of on the same level.
Well, you look at them, this Parsons team is super athletic. Their best sport's still to come in basketball. They've got one of the best teams in the state, and a lot of those kids are able to come out and play football, which gives them some athleticism that I'm going to venture to guess you haven't seen yet this year. As you approach that, how do you keep those guys in front of you, and what's the game plan here for the Vikings?
Told our guys, hey, don't be scared of them, and don't be scared of their speed because they have more speed than we've seen all year, but you got to be smart, you got to be disciplined, and you got to be committed to what we're doing. And told our guys, hey, don't hesitate and play at our full speed and let them be the ones that are confusion a little bit and never leave a doubt on what you're doing. Go 100 miles an hour, and we'll see where we're at the end of the day.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate your time as always, and good luck tonight against the Vikings.
All right, thank you very much.
Head football coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott, joining us here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll step away, take a quick break. Still to come, your keys to the game, starting lineups, and opening kickoff from Parsons. The Trojans and Vikings tonight on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net. or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here again to Parsons Marvel Park. The side of this one, this 3A matchup between the Girard Trojans and the Parsons Vikings. BJ Harris along with me, Dale Shireman, as we take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by the Jagged Edge. Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylists Carlos Sands, Robin Hawkins, or Eva Vietti will have you looking your very best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500 as the captains will go out and have their fake coin toss, and we'll see how that one turns out. Take a look at that Trojan offense tonight. Again, some injuries on the defense, so we'll focus on the offense here. There's your big boys up front. Cole Cuthbertson, Wade Boatman's a center, Cole is a guard, Joseph Dixon at one guard, Carter Doherty having a fantastic year both offensively and defensively. Chase Bryant, good games here over the last couple of ball games as well, really stepping up his game and elevating the tight end as Caden Harrison. Chandler Humble, again, over 100 yards in back-to-back ball games. Creed Curran a threat in the backfield as well as in the passing game. And then Colton Kirby and Gage Shirtano, those guys have gotten into the mix the last couple of weeks as well. And then Ty Norris is the quarterback for your Girard Trojans, as Girard will wait for these guys to sort things out and to figure out who's going to have the football when they do get it. Well, why do we wait to that? We'll just take a look at it here in this one. Again, the Trojans are going to be in their home or the road whites with those crimson bottoms, those helmets you can see right here. We're going to be right on this sideline here. And again, looking across there, that covered seating that they have, just not very good cell phone service under there, so it's hard to stream internet from over there. And so we set up our own rig here again. Buddy Franklin hooked us up with some scaffolding. Dale has been the man getting this all put together and helping. We try to get this thing set up, and I feel pretty good about our accomplishments. I can't imagine what they're telling those guys out there right now. Because it is taking forever. But let's go and take a look at our keys to the game tonight, brought to you by the Bender on 7. The key to satisfying your appetite is a stop at Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become a Girard favorite with great daily specials. Tonight, get to the Bender and watch the game. You can do that. They will have it on the air right there. We appreciate you guys for doing that. And the steak tip special, tomorrow night. This is a Thursday night ball game, so I'm usually calling the games. I've never had a chance to go over there and have the steak tip. I probably should do that. That might be a key for tomorrow. Bender on 7. Dine in or call for a pickup, 620-724-4860. Dale, we talked a little bit about it. Key to the game.
We have to control the ball. If we can keep the ball away from Parsons, they can't score that way. And we got to hold on to the ball tonight. It's going to be slick out there. A little bit of a mist coming down, and it's cold. So hang on to the ball and go play.
All fired up. We'll take our final break. We'll come back for your opening kickoff. When we return, you're watching Trojan football on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Here we go. Opening kickoff brought to you by Larrett Ceramics, 503 West Maple in Girard. Stop by Larrett Ceramics for great gift ideas and supplies. Get creative when it comes to gift buying and get your friends and family a beautiful ceramic piece, or maybe even sign up for classes. Larrett Ceramics. Call 620-724-8442. Trojans lost the toss. Parsons won the toss, elected to defer, so Trojans are going to get the football to begin things here. So we took a look at that offense, and it's a good thing we did. As we will be getting going here in this one. The Trojans will have the football on the north end. They'll be moving from right to left or north to south. This is, back in the day, every field looked like this in the country, certainly here in the Midwest. But this has got one of those legendary crowns on it. And we'll see how that plays in here. This one's going to squib over. It's going to be an onside. Still going to be loose. And did it go 10 yards? The guy passed the 50, I guess. And I don't know if that was a called onside kick, but it was an executed onside kick, and I believe Parsons has the football on that far side. And kind of came off the foot of the kicker. I guess maybe it was planned because they were on top of it in a hurry. But the Trojans have a tough break there to start things, and an onside kick to begin things is how we'll get going. Not ideal here on the road to give away your first possession. And so Parsons will have the football at the Girard 46-yard line. Here just 4 seconds into this one. They'll run a man in motion coming to the near side, trying to catch that edge. Got a big gainer there. He's going to be hit and brought down, but not before a good gain there from the 46. It's a gain of about 11, maybe 12 yards on first down on a nice carry there for the speedy number 7 for Parsons, Daquan Johnson. And that's just speed on speed, get a quick end around and get up the field. 12-yard pickup on first down, already inside the 35. If that was a called onside, that's a gutsy move for Coach Freese, but trying to take advantage of it here early on and get the possession. An undersized offensive line, but they don't need to be real big at all that speed. They'll try to flip it out. Trojans jump it. It's a good one, and it's a penalty flag to boot on that as well. And a good read, Derby McReynolds on that far side, and it will be a stop. We'll see what the penalty is, though, but a nice coverage there on the defense.
Well covered there by Derby McReynolds. I think their receiver that was going to fold underneath moved a little early. We'll see real quick.
Trojans will probably decline it. Yep. I hadn't thought about this. We're on the opposite side of the field than what everything else is. He's talking away from us, but Trojans do decline it. They take the result of the play, which is a loss of about 2 or maybe 3. The other thing, this is the lowest profile I've ever called a game from, so it's hard to see how things develop. Might as well be standing on the sidelines just a little bit higher, but that's all right.
I could have got a couple more scaffolds.
No, I don't want to go any higher. I promise you. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 to the near side. We'll send Johnson in motion again. They'll toss it to him again, trying to get outside. Trojans stretch it out. Can they get the tackle? Try to trip him up and knock him out of bounds. It's a good gain there. Creed Kern was on this near side along with Caden Lallman, try to stretch him out as far as they could, but eventually knock him out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of about, 4, maybe, no, more than that. A gain of about 7 on the play to bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Trojan defense looked really good there. They had him spread out. They just got to make the tackle. Had him tackled for no gain, and then he just slips on through.
So a gain of 7 on that one, up to the 30-yard line. Again, trips to the far side. Nobody. Empty this here at side. 1 man in the backfield. Snaps back to Freese. He'll let it fly. Got his man, but it's caught for no gain. Good coverage there. Trying to just fling it out. And it is good coverage there by Creed Curran as they pass it out there for number 88, making the catch for Parsons. That's Anthony Pauscher. And Pauscher, the delivery from Freese, the quarterback. And now it's 4th down and about 3. And there's a gain of 2 on that pass. Will bring up a 4th down and 3. Can the Trojans stop the momentum from the onside kick here?
Got to watch the sweep to the far side.
Yep, Gage Freese, 5'10", 180. The quarterback will be there with empty everywhere, 5 wide. Send a man in motion, maybe a touch early. Lets it fly here, Mills. The Trojans get the stop. Incomplete pass on that one to the Trojans. Get the stop there. That ball was just too high from Freese, maybe a little bit of energy. That's the other thing. I talked about that crown. That's a tough one. We used to practice it, and that's what we played on all the time, and so you know it. But when you are on this, you're throwing downhill. The Trojans need to recognize that as well. It makes it easy to overthrow, and so the Trojans get the stop, the turnover on downs here with 10:07 to play in this first quarter. Trojans will have it. 1st and 10, 2 wide receivers far side. Turn, hand up at the middle. Humble, he's got a big run. Drops his shoulder up across the 35, near the 36-yard line. It's a gain of about 9 on 1st down and 10 on the run by Humble.
Boy, great run by Humble, and he trucked that middle linebacker.
Yeah, he won't want a lot of that, I'm sure, here as the Trojans pick up 8 yards they give him on that. Turn, hand over, this time Curran. Got a big hole again, breaks down one with tackle, and he slips at the field. We thought the fielding, the ground was going to be an issue, and it was, but it's still a nice pickup there for Creed Curran of about 9 or 10 yards across the 45, up near the 47-yard line.
Curran right there just needs to shorten his steps just a little bit, chop his feet, and make that cut. Boy, that was a great hole made by the Trojan offensive line.
So a 1st down and 10 for the Trojans on the second play from scrimmage. Harrison, the tight end, he'll move in motion from right to left. Turn, handoff, penalty flag as Curran dumps up in there, and it's going to be not much, maybe a gain of a yard. We'll see what the penalty is as well on that far side. And, yeah, they're going to get the ball in and out, try to as much as possible. As again, it's been just kind of drizzly all day. It seems like that slowed just a little bit here.
Too many
guys in the backfield. They didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage for the Trojans, and so they'll try to decide with Coach Freese on that far side to figure things out. You got to tip your hat to Kurt Freese because he inherited, and he's a Parsons guy, and I think that's the way you build a program. If you've been in the dumps like the Parsons Vikings have, is you get a local guy who's got a lot of passion for it and help him build it from the ground back up. But they were bad for a long time, and now they're 6-2 coming in here as the favorite. They decline the penalty. Trojans will go on 2nd down and 8. Good cut again by Creed. Across midfield, up near the 45-yard line. He's down to the 47. And it's another good gain for Creed. Curran makes a 3rd down and manageable. Bearing a 3rd down and about 4 yards here for the Trojans.
Trojan offensive line looking good tonight. Staying on their blocks right there. We had 2 linemen just as far down the field as Curran. Great job up there.
It's a 5-yard gain. As they declined that last penalty, so a 1-yard pickup. So now they're looking at 3rd down and 4. Turn, handoff, Humble, moving forward, trying to drive for that first down. He's going to be held short up to the 45-yard line. Decision time now for Coach Philpott. It's just a quick hitter for Humble, not going to get enough. It'll bring up a 4th down and long 2. And Trojans are going to add a hog here. Bring in an extra offensive lineman and try to pick up this 2 yards. They'll bring in the big guy, Eli Tucker, 6'1", 255, to give him a little bit of weight and go. It's a wishbone formation. They bring in Derby McReynolds as well. He'll be the right side running back. Near side is Curran. The fullback is Humble. Turn, fake it, turn, handoff, Curran. Does he have the first down? I think he does. He gets the push going forward, and the Trojans pick up the first down up to the 41-yard line. He needed to get to the 43. He gets to the 41. It's a 3-yard pickup on 4th down and 2, and the Trojans get the first down again.
And that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted to bring that heavy in, bring the extra lineman in, and get that surge, and that's exactly what we got.
The linebackers kind of bit on Humble going to the middle, and they went that counter action to the back and handed it off. 2 wide receivers far side. Chitano the wide out, Kirby the slot. Tight end far side, option far side. Norris fakes the pitch and turns it up, and Ty gets going forward, and it's going to be another good gain on 1st down and 10 for Ty Norris. Again, a good methodical drive here for the Trojans. After turning them over on downs, Parsons onside kicks it. It's a gain of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. Parsons onside kicked it to begin things and got it. They were driving a little bit, picked up a couple first downs, but then the Trojans held tough. Get it back now. They took over with 10:07 to play, and we're under 7 minutes. 3 minutes into this drive already. Snap back to Norris. Turn, handoff, Humble. He makes one guy miss, or makes one guy second guess trying to tackle him, and then makes a bunch of other dudes as he gets going backwards, and it's going to be close to a 1st down. Does he have it? He does. It's a 6-yard pickup, and he did it with a lot of effort there. What a run by Chandler Humble.
That middle linebacker for the 2nd time lowered his head thinking he was going to take on our fullback, and our fullback just trucked right over him. Might have stood him up for a second, but Humble kept his legs going. Great job by the fullback.
Again, Chandler over 100 yards rushing in 2 games. And a timeout going to be taken by the Parsons Vikings. They want to discuss this one to try to figure out what's going on now and try to get this momentum stopped by the Trojans. We'll take a first time out of the ball game. We'll return in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
Trojans driving here on the Parsons Vikings, their first possession of the ball game. Again, they turned over Parsons on their first possession. And now the Trojans have 1st down and 10. Right at about the 29-yard line. This is the 9th play of this drive that started with 10:07 to play in this first quarter. Send Harrison in motion from left to right. He'll set up, turn, handoff. Curran is gobbled up. Freese in on that play. And it's the first real negative play they've had so far. It's a loss of 2 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 12.
Stunted the outside linebacker and the corner right there. We had more guys than what we could block, trying to go away from it.
Norris will come over and get that play from Coach. Norris will settle up under center. Turn, toss sweep, near side, out to Curran. He's got some guys out in front of him. Can he make the corner? Turns around, he can't do it. They just didn't get enough guys over here blocked. Coming out Joseph Dixon trying to get the lead block, pulling out from that guard, a little G option there, and he's going to get up 1 yard on the play to make up the difference. Now the Trojans, their first real adversity of this first quarter.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Speed is hard to offset, and the only way to offset it is with power.
Yeah.
And we made it down this far with power ball.
I think every once in a while you got to try that edge, maybe not this early, but we will see here what the Trojans have dialed up here on 3rd down and 11. Going Going to pass it. Norris, straight drop, looking to try to set up a screen. Now he scrambles. Now he'll look downfield. He's going to let one fly. He throws it up. It's in and out of the hands, just out of reach of Gage Shirtano. He got in front of his defender, and they were going to try to run a screen. It just wasn't there. And then Ty got scrambled, and Shirtano was open, I think, but just a little bit high, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 11. First pass of the ball game incomplete. Trojans threw it 14. They were 7 of 14 was Ty last week for over 80 yards passing, but 62 of those came on one play. This is the 12th play of this drive, though. Trojans are chewing up some clock. Got to get points out of it, but every once in a while it's just good to take some clock. Norris going to scramble, rolling. Pressure comes, lets it fly. He throws it, and it is going to be incomplete. He was thrown over the outside shoulder of Curran, and Curran kind of went inside, I think, and a turnover on downs is how this one stalls after the 12th play. But the Trojans take 5 minutes and 1 second off the clock with 5:06 to go. They will give it back to Parsons.
Now, that's not a horrible play. Curran had his man beat just a little bit. Either the throw was errant or the route, but let's see what the Trojan defense can do right here.
Parsons will take over at the 31-yard line. Here with 5:06 to play in this first quarter. Direct snap to Johnson. He'll try to go off tackle to the running back as he handed off to the quarterback. So it was a direct snap to the running back, who was actually the wide receiver who was in the backfield, and he turned around, wrapped it around to the quarterback, Freese, and he picked up 2 yards on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down and 8. Nifty little play there.
It's a different play. I mean, I'm not sure, other than just getting the ball in Freese's hands.
Let's get creative. Freese again, 1,400 yards passing, 500 yards rushing at that quarterback spot. Johnson will be to his right. Wide receiver near side, 2 to the far side. They'll do that direct snap again to Johnson. He'll roll outside. Now look downfield, getting pressured. Chases on. He lets it fly. And boy, that was errant. I think it was intended for the Vikings, number 13. Throwing it in there for Patch Lodeholtz, who's their leading receiver, but it falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 8. Lodeholtz is trying to settle up in a little bit of a zone for the Trojans, but he ends up being incomplete. And they again bring up 3rd down. Again, you look at that 3-man front. Chase Bryant's the nose, and then the 2 ends with D. Weidman and Carter Doherty. Gives a little help in the back end. They were going to run that regardless of Wes J. Hayes' injury, I think, because this is what Frontenac ran against them, and it worked pretty well. Freese now, empty backfield. Straight drop. Pressure comes. Trojans bring the blitz. They'll throw it incomplete. 4th down. Trojans got home as well, and some contact on Freese. And it will bring up a 4th down in a punting situation probably here for the Vikings.
I was watching the pregame punting, and Parsons' long snapper's a little bit off and on. He was having a lot of trouble dealing with the wet ground earlier, so maybe something to go after right here.
I like bringing you on as a color man because that long snapping, I've mentioned more long snapping in this 1 year of broadcasting than the previous 17 combined. But you keep an eye on those guys, don't you?
That's what my old days were.
Especially in this kind of condition. Snaps back, that's a good one. It'll be kicked away. Lodeholtz again, the guy on there to kick it. And it'll take a bounce and take a nice roll for the Vikings. The Trojans, it's going to flip the field a little bit. It'll be inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line, and that's where the Trojans. But the Trojans get the stop force at 3 and out, and they'll get the ball back after the nice drive they had a moment ago.
Trojans just need to turn around and make another 4-minute drive and 4 or 5 minute drive and keep the ball out of their hands. We've done a good job on defense so far.
Looks at about their own 28-yard line. Ink pens don't like wet paper. Now, in case you didn't know that. That one's broken. Come near side. Trojans going to put it on the ground again. Boy, just hard running from Chandler Humble. That'll move it forward. Another nice gain on 1st down and 10. And it'll be a gain of about 3. He'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Just turn around, hand to the big fella.
I think I feed him all night long. Kind of gives me flashbacks of 95 in a mud bowl down here, too.
Do we have a 5'3" kicker that would maybe get his boot into it?
I will throw it out there.
You could fit 2 Brett Harrises inside 1 Wade Boatman. I know that.
That's right.
He's a little taller than 5'3". Under center for Norris. Run that option. Again, at some point, he's going to have to fake it and then actually pitch it, though. That time, Norris coming to the near side. No gain on the play. And it will bring up a 3rd down here for the Trojans. Third down and about 6, maybe 7. No gain on the run by Norris. And a big third down here early on. 3:07 to play in this first quarter. One of the great things about television is you can have a scoreboard. There you go.
Timeout called by the Trojans.
Timeout going to be taken by the Trojans. I said it was a big third down, and indeed it is, and Coach Philpott knows that, and so the Trojans take a timeout. We will take one as well, and we're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Call's is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
No score so far here in the first quarter of this one. 2:57 to play in this opening quarter. The Girard Trojans and the Parsons Vikings 3A state playoffs. Here, week number 1 of that. And the Trojans looking at a 3rd and long. And it goes over the head of Norris. That's not what they discussed there. Norris is going to break out of it. He might have enough for the first down. He's coming to the near side at the 30. He's going to be right at the first down. Out of bounds he goes. It'll depend on the spot, and it's a pretty good one there on this near side. It's going to be right at the pins, but it's going to be another decision perhaps in this one if they mark this football. You got a chance to really get in on that one here as it's right at us. And that was a breakdown from the beginning. And we'll see. They don't have to move the chains very far to come out and get the measure. They'll put it down. I think it ends up being a pretty good spot.
I think it broke the chains.
Well, that's never good. Well, they move that clip on the yard marker, so that's how they figure out where it is. They pull that chain tight. We'll know pretty quickly from the Trojans whether it's first down. And it's 4th down. They're going to punt it. Didn't quite make it. He was scrambling on the over-the-head snap and ends up escaping out here. And it's a close call there on the near sideline, and it ends up being a 4th down, and the Trojans will punt it away. Here to the Vikings. And so Caden Lolleman going to come on to punt it away.
I think I kick it away. Kick it away from the speed demons.
As far away as you could possibly kick it without going out of bounds. And maybe even do that.
Still working on the chains down here right on the sidelines. BJ, we will not have a closer view ever. This is as close as we're ever going to get.
Not if I can do anything about it. My goodness, what a setup. Well, Trojans will punt it away here, Lolleman. He'll get one into it. That ball's hard as a rock. It comes off his foot. Now you want to get right there, and Johnson will field it at the 45-yard line. And so that one's, it's a 20, 15, maybe 18-yard difference in field position. Can that make a difference in a ball game? Yeah, you bet. But, man, sometimes when it's 4th and short, you gamble a little bit. They don't. Trojans punt it away, and it goes back to Parsons here, as Parsons will have it. 2:41 to play at their own 45-yard line. Pencils work on wet paper?
Nope, nothing works on wet paper. Get a pocket knife if you want to try blood.
That might work. Snap back to Freese. He'll quarterback keep it coming to the near side. Trojans stay home. Nice play there coming down the line. Nice job for the Trojans. Coming right at it, getting a look at it. Some of his first and most significant playing time of the year from this near side was Mason Hubner, the 5'8", 156-pound sophomore, going to get some playing time. Again, they've shifted some things around in the back end. Cade Shirtano's playing more defense than he normally does, and they're going to give those guys a shot. He talked to Coach. He wasn't sure if Shirtano was going to go in and play that safety for West J. Hay or move Curran back there. Curran's played some safety in his days, but they end up leaving Creed at the corner spot and putting Gage in there at that safety spot. Turn direct snap again this way coming, and a big run off this near side for Freese. He's a bit of a load, is Freese. Well, they give him a run all the way down there. I thought he was knocked out of bounds clear down here in front of us. But they give him a big old run on second down and about 9. And it's a gain of about 15 yards there on the quarterback keeper for Freeze. He's a big dude for a quarterback. He's not real small. He looks like he might be, but he gets coming to the near side. He's a little bit bigger. And they're still having problems with the chains. They're back where this is literally where they broke. And maybe they found a piece when they probably put them back where they were at.
Maybe that was that link we needed.
I think I'm the missing link. Minute 52 to play here in this first quarter. No score so far. Trojans and Parsons Vikings. We'll try to get some updates through the night as Frontenac Raiders and Burlington Wildcats are playing all the way up there at Burlington. Boy, Burlington's press box.
Oh.
Just imagine how great that would be.
That's what dreams are made of, my friend.
any press box. Oh, goodness. They're still working it out. White Hat's Michael Plotnick. He probably got some baling wire back there in his back pocket. Try to get it fixed. Get coached up.
Parsons would have another set somewhere.
Altamont.
Are they home tonight?
Tomorrow night they play. They get to welcome in. Or they get to go at Bishop Miege.
Ooh.
You're welcome. yeah. That will be a short stint in the playoffs, most likely for the Labette County Grizzlies. Vikings have it on the first down up to the 37-yard line. So first down and 10 for them from the 37. Running backs to either side of the quarterback freeze. Turn, handoff, Load Holtz. Bottled up and brought down. Good play there. Chase Bryant gets on top of him and limits him to maybe a gain of maybe a yard. And they bring up second down and long. That's Load Holtz on that one. They gave him, 1 yard, second down and 9. Minute 33 to play in this first quarter. No score. Vikings with their third offensive possession of the ball game. They started on an onside kick. Got it. Trojans turned them over on down. Second down and 9. Snaps back. Freeze going to fling it. Trojans get a hand up. Carter Doherty, 6'5". Throw it up down the field. Trojans get in there, and it's going to be intercepted. A battle for the ball. How about Gage Shirtano in there on defense? Mentioned a moment ago, he doesn't play a ton of defense. How about Gage being in perfect position, going against the wide receiver, and he steals the football, and the Trojans have it first down.
Great job by seeing the ball up in the air, turning his hips, and getting his hands on the ball. Parsons' receiver was trying to tear it away from him, but Gage said, nah, mine.
1:13 to play in this first quarter. Trojans going to get it back. It's deep inside at the own 2. That's not ideal, but you get the football, you stop another drive. And they'll get it here with 1:13 to play in this first quarter. Norris under center. He'll just quarterback keep it, try to give himself some room. And, hey, sometimes those go big. He almost scored it out of there.
Boy, yeah, that one cut right there, and he's in the wide open.
Yeah, he never was out of the grasp of them, but he picks up maybe a yard, maybe 2 on the run by Norris. And it'll bring up a second down and 8. Two men in the backfield. Norris under center. Turn. Handoff. Coming to the near side. Big fella. Rumbling forward for Humble. And it will be another positive yardage. That's actually Curran on that crossbuck action in the backfield. They hand off to Creed. Creed gets a nice pickup on second down and about 9. He picks up 8, and it'll bring third down and 1. Third down and about 1 here for the Trojans. This will be a big first down conversion. You don't have to kick it back away from them or to them. Norris turn. Handoff. Curran again. Got the first down. Creed picking his way through, and he's got the first down. The Trojans get across the 15 up to about the 16-yard line. Back-to-back good runs for Creed.
Great run by Creed right there. And hang on the ball, but, it's one of those, make it through the first quarter.
How about that? Trojans all knotted up here with the Parsons Vikings here on the road. 1 quarter in the books. We'll see what is in store when we get ready for quarter number 2. The Girard Trojans and the Parsons Vikings at zeros.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Back out here as we get ready to go into the second quarter of action in this one, the Girard Trojans, the Parsons Vikings, 0-0. Trojans, an interception by Gage Shirtano. Pick up a first down on a 5-yard pickup by Creed Curran. And they've got it first down and 10 across the 15. Up to about the 17-yard line.
Gonna have to get some hot hands, bud. My hands are starting to get a little cold on this
You're
camera.
a hunter. You're a duck hunter. Come on. I got a set of gloves. They're in the car.
Thanks. I'm not climbing off the scaffolding to go get them.
Here we go, second quarter. They're still fighting with those chains. Goodness gracious.
Looks like a huddle.
I gave that officiating crew one bit of instruction, and that was work quickly.
Keep it rolling, boys.
And so far, the exact opposite. That second drive, or first drive of the ball game for the Trojans was a good one because it chewed up a lot of that first quarter. Again, ball control. Keep picking up first downs if you're the Trojans. And you'll have a shot here in this one to move on to the second round. And I asked Coach about it. I cut it out of the interview, but do you peek around the corner and look, hey, man, if we beat Parsons, we got a good chance to host a next round game, and that's winnable against two teams that you could beat. I mean, Prairie View is probably the team that's going to come out of that. That would be a road game, but it would be a team that you only lost to by 8 points. And I felt like you play them 10 times, it's probably going to be 5-5. And so you get another crack at Prairie View. But certainly you got a long way to go, still 3 quarters to go in this one. And at this rate, we're starting a Thursday game. We'll finish on Friday. And so let's shorten that chains a little bit, make it on this drive, make it only 9 yards. Here we go. Norris will go under center, full house backfield, turn, handoff, up the middle, and not much there as that leans on that tight end awful lot, and Caden Harrison not a great block up front and ends up getting stalemated a little bit, and it's going to be a loss of about 1. That's disheartening when you go overload and go full house backfield and go backwards.
Yeah, that outside linebacker, tight end, or defensive end just kind of stalemated us right there. We got to get a good push on that.
Same backfield. McReynolds, Curran, the tailbacks, fullback Humble, Norris under center. Turn, handoff, up the middle for Humble, the quick hitter to the fullback, and he'll fall forward across the 20, up near the 21, maybe 22-yard line. And it'll be a good pickup on second down, makes it a third down and much better. Here, maybe a third down and 5, a gain of 6 on the run by Humble. And it will bring up a third down and 5. Again, just Trojans, you got to keep picking up first downs if you are Girard, and you're going to have a chance in this one. Same setup. Overload to the left side this time. Turn to come to the weak side. Humble's off the one tackle. He's got the first down across the 30. He gets stroked, but he's got the first down nonetheless. A nice tackle there for the Vikings by number 21. I was going to say Joel Scheibe. I wasn't going to say Joel Scheibe because he's a leading tackler. He is, but he looked like a Scheibe making a tackle.
He did.
Because there's been a whole bunch of those go through here, and they all look like that, and they all hit like that. And he stroked him, but Humble got the best of him in a first down pickup there across the 30. Turn, handoff. Again, Humble bouncing off tackles. Up now near the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 4. You'll take more of that.
That's right. All night long. I'm an old fullback myself, and love to see the fullback just get the call.
Heavy on the old part, right?
Yeah, well, you know.
Across the 30, you were crawling up on this scaffolding faster than I was. So That ends up being a gain of 5 officially. Brings up a 2nd down and 5. Just across the 35. Pull out. Good pull by Norris. He's got some running room. Coming to the near side. Across midfield. Up to the 39-yard line. And
there's a flag.
They're going to throw a flag, and I don't know if I agree with that one. That was DeQuan Johnson, and he was kind of rode him out of bounds and then was trying to hold him to keep him from going out of here. And it looked worse than it probably was. But it's a good game across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That's a gain across the 50 of about 16, 17 yards on the quarterback run by Norris. They're going to mark it off. That's a tough break against Parsons because, again, I just think he was trying to hold him up, keep him from falling into the bleachers. It looked like that when he finally got behind it. His officials probably didn't see that necessarily, but we had about as good a view as you're ever going to get of it. Again, so they're going to mark it up at 15. What a big break for the Trojans. Inside now, Viking territory, now all the way down to the 34-yard line, 33-yard line, and a 1st down and 10 and another big run. That was a great read by Norris.
Great read by Norris, and, they've got to respect the fullback. They're hitting it up there pretty hard.
This will be the 9th play of this drive. Turn, handoff. There's a run by Humble. Good night up the ball. He's running hard. He gets those feet churning. He's across the 25 up to the 25-yard line. And that's another good gain of about 8 yards on 1st down and 10. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 2.
Parsons is coming up and hitting him, but they're not wrapping up. And if Humble keeps driving his legs, he's going to run right over him, and that's exactly what he's doing.
They took over this drive with 1:13 to go in the first quarter. It's 9:33 now to go here in the second quarter. Trojans just outside of the 25-yard line. The ball really right at the 25. Blitz coming. Turn, handoff, Humble. Breaks one. He breaks another. Spinning forward. He's got the 1st down and a little bit more as he's inside the 20. Up near the 15-yard line to the 18 is where he'll have it. And it's another good gain, this time of about 8 yards again for Chandler Humble.
We're talking all about Humble, but that offensive line's doing their job too.
Yep.
They're making some holes, and the linebackers are the first ones making contact.
Wide receiver far side, Troike, near side, Shirtano. Shirtano with the pick, his 1st interception of the season. They'll flip Harrison from right to left. Turn, handoff, Curran slides off the one would-be block of Joseph Dixon. And it's going to be positive yards on 1st down to get inside the 15-yard line. And it ends up being a gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the run by Curran. And another long drive here. Trojans came in with a game plan and so far executing it.
Trojans going to that heavy set again, brings in the extra lineman. Let's see what coach is calling.
That first drive of the ball game went 12 plays. There's some counter in the backfield. Curran's going to get spun forward. He'll get up near the 10. It'll be up to about the 11. Gain of 3 on the play to bring up 3rd down and 3.
We went to that heavy set, but they stunted the linebacker there, and we didn't pick him up. So when we go to the heavy set, we're going to have to pick that linebacker up.
Well, 3rd down and 3 just outside of the 10-yard line. You feel pretty good about it. This is certainly 2-down territory at this point. They'll go I formation this time. Fullback Humble, tailback Curran. Shirtano near side, Troike far side. Norris under center. Option, near side. Going to keep it. Tucks it underneath there. Penalty flag going to come down. Probably going to be holding. And this may be a drive stopper here. Tell you what, Tynes, you get that ball tucked away a little bit. It scares the death out of me.
Yeah. That hold came from the backside. Just get your shoulders in front of him, turn your body, and let that go.
The flag sits at about the 13, 12. And so this will back him up all the way to the 23.
Man.
So from the 13 to the 23 is where that was at, and a loss at 10, and now you're looking at a situation. 3rd down at about 15. And it will keep the clock moving, though. 7:38 and counting in this second quarter. Trojans just got to get half of it here. Don't have to get it all. Norris, straight drop. Trying to set that screen again. They'll let it fly. Throwing it in, and it is in and out of the hands of Chandler Humble. Again, trying to get it to this near side, trying to throw that screen pass. They've tried that twice, and it has not been successful.
Boy, BJ, I picked up on that. We set up the screen over here to Humble, but they're dragging Troike across the middle, and he was wide open.
Well, hopefully those guys up top are seeing that and relaying that message, as I'm sure they are. They're probably just sitting there watching our broadcast, getting all kinds of insight from down here. Snap back to Norris here on 4th down and about 14. He's going to let it fly, throws it to the corner. He'll throw it up, and it is going to be knocked away. Boy, but about let him have that interception as Curran goes up and knocks it away. But if he has it, then that would have been there. Instead, they're going to turn it over on downs again right there, and another drive stalls for the Trojans. Just a little bit underthrown, and another drive that took a ton of time off the clock. Again, that started with 1:13 to play. That took almost 6 minutes off the clock. 5:55 off the clock. So Trojans are dominating time of possession, but Parsons is going to get the ball back. With the ball across the 20, up to the 23. Snap back. Freeze, get a quarterback keep it on the right side, going far side. Trojans try to stretch it out. He breaks out of one tackle. He's down the sideline. Trojans got to catch him and finally knock him out of bounds, but it's another big pickup there. Up near the 40-yard line is where they mark him out just shy of the 40, up to the 38-yard line. And it's a gain of 15 for Freeze. It looked like it was bigger than that.
It did. I was following him on down the sidelines, and glad he stepped out of bounds where he did.
He's got some scoots there, does the quarterback, and gain of 15 on 1st and 10. Gets it up across the 35 to the 38-yard line. 1st down and 10. Here's 7-10. Clock stops. 2 wide receivers near side. No 3. They'll bring another one over this way. Freese with a running back to his left, Loadholtz. He'll come near side. Freese again, just quarterback trying to get it. Trojans going to get him bottled up. Can they get him down? Finally going to knock him out of bounds. He's going to lose a bunch on this one. Good pressure there. Derby McReynolds got some speed. A little help from his friends to ride him on out of bounds.
Great job there by the sophomore. We talked about him earlier. He strung that out. Maybe didn't make the tackle in the backfield, but, man, he strung him out, and the rest of the buddies came in helping.
Loss of 4 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and about 14 here for the Vikings. And they don't have a play in, so they're going to have to call a timeout. Vikings will call their 2nd timeout. We will take another one as well. Trojans right now have a little bit of momentum. 7:03 to play. Can they get a stop on 3rd down? We'll find out when we return on Girard Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Call Service has been serving Southeast Kansas. Right now, Call Service has a huge selection of hand-cooked tires, including hand-cooked Dynapro ATM. Farmers and ranchers trust Call Service as their trucks crisscross Southeast Kansas, providing on-the-farm tire service daily. Plus, Call's is the first stop for lube and oil changes. Get back in the game with your new set of hand-cooked tires, never halfway. Available now at Call Service. Check them out online at callservicellc.com or call 620-724-4121.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
No score so far, 7:03 to play in this 2nd quarter. The Girard Trojans and Parsons Vikings. Vikings looking at, I said 3rd down, going to break, just 2nd down. And about 14 here, just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34 is where the ball sits. And it will bring up a 2nd down and 14. They'll see Freaks. He'll roll to the right side. Trojans coming underneath. Bringing some pressure. They get him. And they'll sack him in the backfield. Pressure coming off the near side. Colton Kirby. And Chandler Humble was right there as well. It's a big loss on 2nd down and 14 all the way back to the 21-yard line.
Great job by the 2 inside linebackers. Just going to have to hold him. Make sure no one gets behind you here. 3rd and a mile.
Loss of 10 on the play. And they got there and made the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and a long, long way. 24 here for the Vikings. 2 wide receivers near side. 2 to the far side. Quarterback's Johnson. He'll straight drop. Pressure coming. He'll let it fly. Just puts his arm into it. Good night. Trojans going to knock it away. Nice play there. I'll tell you what, Gage Shirtano is playing himself a ball game. Coming in reserve for Wes Jahay. And he was right there where he needed to be. DeQuan Johnson can throw a ball.
He can throw a ball. Wow.
He just leaned back and ripped it. And it was plenty of air under it. Now we'll see what the Vikings decide to do on 4th and 24, all the way inside their own, right near their own 20 at the 21. This drive started at their 23.
You know, if I'm coach, I'm coming after this.
Well, we will see. Troike's going to stand inside the 50. Loadholtz is the punter. Snaps back to him. It's high. The Trojans do have pressure. Boy,
Get away
Humble,
from it.
yep, get away from that one. Even if it takes a little bit of roll, step away. Trojans going to get very good field position. I think if Chandler Humble goes ahead and lays out for that one back there, he has a blocked punt, but he didn't want to abrupt the kicker, and Trojans force a punt, and Girard will get it back again. Here, great field position. Now they need to finish a drive. That was a problem the Trojans had early in the season. Rough conditions here. They've had nice, long, sustaining drives. They've chewed up the clock like they planned to, but eventually you got to get points on the board.
Yeah, it's a Johnny Bench thing there. You know, person with the most points wins the game.
Wins the game. Trojans will have it at the Parsons 46-yard line. Here with 6:02 to play. Going to stretch it out to the left side, and not much doing there.
Norris couldn't handle the snap there. Ball on the ground, and picks it up and just falls on it.
Yep, loss of 2 on the play. Ty had a pretty good ball game last week against Oswego. Everybody really did. And it was a nice day. Trojans get their back-to-back wins for the first time. You get another one, it's officially a streak.
It's a streak.
Fullback is Humble, the tailback is Curran. Turn, handoff, pull it. Norris trying to bounce outside there, trying to skate around there and just pushing forward. Trojans try to get going. They'll finally stop the momentum. It's going to be a gain of about 7 on the run by Norris, and he was up underneath there behind Chase Bryant. Chase got to keep climbing. If he keeps climbing, Ty ran into him. Ty wants to make that cut off of him, and it's a good vantage point where we saw that one. But if you keep climbing, you're going to get your quarterback a chance to cut. But the Trojans do pick up 7. A nice run there by Ty to bring up a 3rd down and 5. And coach is just going to let some time run off the clock. I think he's going to take a timeout. He's got 2 of them left. And, yeah, he's just going to take all the time he needs, run some time off this clock, and take a break. Trojans trying to figure out what they want to do on a 3rd down and short 5. When we return, you're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here to Parsons, Marvel Park. This was an old racetrack back in the day. There's no track around it, but there used to be a racetrack around it for cars, automobiles, probably horses. Nice overhang, covered seating over on the far side. Trojans looking at a 3rd down and 5 here from the Vikings 41-yard line, maybe 42. Norris in that pistol. Turn, handoff, Humble, good cut. Chandler driving forward. He's going to be close to a 1st down. I think he's got it. It's going to be up near the 35-yard line. He picks up 6. He only needed 5, and the Trojans move the chains again.
Those inside linebackers are going to have half of Humble's helmet paint all over theirs, just running over them.
Nothing fancy about that. Pretty simple. 4:28 to play. Trojans have chewed away this clock here in this first half. They just need to finish a drive here. 1st down and 10 from the 36. Troiki to the far side. Chitano near side. I formation with Humble and Curran. Norris, option, near side. Fakes that pitch. And again, keep that football out there, Ty. That was a really hard tackle, and Ty lucky to bounce up from that one. He came straight down his knees. He ended up picking up 1 yard, but that pitch will eventually be there.
Yeah, that pitch was there that time, I believe. If he would have just let it go for...
I'm going to stand up. It's going to make that camera a little wobbly probably for a second.
Those your knees shaking that bad?
I'm top heavy. Trojans will hustle up there. Carter Doherty, first guy to the line of scrimmage, that far side tackle. 2 wide receivers far side. High formation. Humble. Going to hand it off to him. And not much there. They read that one really well coming down the line of scrimmage. Derby McReynolds. And he was the fullback on that one, was Derby. Just a gain of 1. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 8. .3:17 to play in this first half. Trojans and Vikings all knotted up. I tell you what, that Frontenac game was 7-6. Trojans have put together a game plan that's very similar. Need to get a third down here. Norris, pump fake, give and go, throws it up. He wants Troike to the end zone, leaning, no good. Then it'll fall incomplete, just out of his reach. He dives to go up there, and good sportsmanship there from Evan to pick him up. His coverage man, that's a good matchup. Those two are going to see each other in a little over 30 days back here in Parsons. And they're going to go at it again. This time it'll be inside, nice and warm, and climate-controlled comfort there for basketball season. But in the meantime, Trojans trying to overcome a fourth down here. Play clock at 10. Snaps back, Norris rolling. Doesn't let it fly again. He's got Curran. It's going to be intercepted. And going to get him tackled. That's as good as a punt, I guess, at this situation. They'll get it back to the 25-yard line. You're going to make up a difference, but it's going to be an interception back to the 26, and that's where the Trojans, or the Vikings, rather, will take over this drive with 2:51 to play in the first half. I better sit down.
Sit down, my friend.
It was intended for Curran. And so Parsons will have it at their own 26-yard line here with 2:51. Well, the Trojan defense needs one more stop here before halftime. You don't want to let them get a big one and get the momentum. I tell you right now, it's about a stalemate as far as Mo's concerned. And to see if the Trojans can get it back here. They'll run it, throw it up. It's going to be too far for Lodeholtz, and incomplete on the pass from DeQuan Johnson.
Once again, nice job by Mason Hubner. They got him stacked out there on that outside linebacker. And as soon as he sees that sweep this way, he goes and makes that quarterback throw the ball. And I think it was a little bit before he wanted to throw it.
Both teams with one timeout apiece. Trojans, another couple of incomplete passes. Trojans are going to get a chance at it. Two wide receivers near his side, one to the far side. Freese back in at quarterback, three to their side, empty backfield. Freese just trying to throw that spot pass. He'll throw it up for Lodeholtz, and it's immediately brought down. It's a good gain. Derby McReynolds going to stop him. It's a gain of about 8 yards on second down and 10. And that's just the Vikings trying to make the Trojans be a little more honest on the edge. Just a huge cushion, get underneath it, and pick up an easy 8 yards.
Trojans' defensive line right there didn't get set. They were still moving around. They flip-flopped to the strength side. I'd like to see them get set a little bit faster.
Again, still a three-man front. Trojans didn't get the flip they wanted there. Freese lets it fly, throw it up. It's going to be caught, and it'll be close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is. When they put it down, it's complete out there for Anthony Posier. And it's going to be just enough for a first down on the pass to Posier of 2 yards. Still keep that stuff in front of you. Clock's ticking, under 2 minutes now in this second quarter. Still no score here in Parsons in this one.
Got to watch the out and up right here.
Two wide receivers to the near side. Three, rather. They'll come here. Empty backfield again. 5 wide. Let it fly. And it's incomplete. Intended for Scheibe. And I bring up a second down and 10. They just run them all out there all over the place. 5 wide. They go to all those different wide receivers. He's thrown it at about 5 different people.
Coach Philpott telling Gage Chartano, hey, nothing behind you.
Yep.
Stay back.
Yeah, because they'll work the sidelines, and then one of these times they'll take one of those guys and send them. Again, all 4 of the guys that were on a 4A runner-up in the 4x100 are on the field. They're on this team. I think they're all on the field. Snaps back. Freese, he was one of them. He'll let it fly down the field. Troike, and it's nearly caught. Boy, about one-handed that thing to DeQuan Johnson. It was pretty good coverage at first, but you got to keep climbing if you're Evan Troike because he kept running, so you got to keep running, and nearly got behind him out of his reach. Incomplete to bring up third down and 10.
Well, I can see why Freese has that many yards. Well, he can chuck the ball too.
Yep. That thing was from wherever the ball is, 36, back to the 30-yard line, down to about the 30. It's a pretty good chuck. About 40 yards in the air on the line. Third down and 10, though. Trojans get a stop here. 1:35 to play in the half. GN Bank halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. Freeze, penalty flag. Pressure coming. Gets out of it. Now he'll set his feet. It's blocked down. Carter Doherty. He about had a gift. It about stuck in his hands. It was thrown. Big Carter, we saw him stop a pass that was going to go out earlier because he got that frame up. That time he gets in there and a pass deflection by Big 53.
Flag on the play.
It's going to be against Parsons, I believe, and so they will decline this penalty, will the Trojans. And Girard's going to get this ball back with 89 seconds to play in this first half. Loadholtz will go back.
We've seen the hurry-up offense from the Trojans, able to get 4 or 5 plays in under a minute, so.
And make sure you watch they don't do something crazy. They had an onside kick. Now they got to run on the right guys. Like the deep snapper. It's pretty important.
Got to need him.
He's got to start things. Plenty of time still on the play clock. Snap back to Loadholtz. He'll put one into it. And he finally gets his boot into it. Evan Troike going to come up on it. And, boy, he thought about it late. Boy, Evan, get away from that ball. All the way down near the 20-yard line. It'll be about the 23-yard line where the Trojans get it with 1:17 to play. And that's where Girard will have it with one timeout, 1:17. Again, they came in with a game plan, and I would say if you ask Coach Philpott, and he's close enough, we can run down there and ask him if he likes where he's at right now. Obviously, he had 2 long drives he would have liked to have scored on, and a pass that he was real close on down here for Evan Troike, but to be 0-0 at this point, you just can't have the big mistake right here. Start their own 23 with 1:17. 2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers far side. Tight end near side Harrison. 1 man in the backfield is Humble. Norris is going to turn around, hand it to Humble, and Chandler's got a big run off the left side, and that's a nice play, a little draw play. You get late in the half, that draw is nice. You spread everybody out and just punch them in the middle.
That's right, and Humble makes a nice run there, gets tripped up, or he's still running. Just a shoestring tackle made by Parsons.
There might have been a flag on that far side. Legal shift is going to be the call on that far side. And it will be backed up 5 yards. So the big run of about 8, maybe 9 yards on Humble is going to be backed up inside the 20. And now you start maybe being a little more conservative. You just, again, don't want to make the big mistake. 1:03 to play, clock ticking now. Ball back inside the 20 to about the 13-yard line, or 18-yard line. Norris under center. Turn, handoff, Humble, rumbling forward, and it'll be up back to the original line of scrimmage, bring up a 2nd down and 10. As he'll pick up 5 yards on that carry. And this will probably be the final play of this first half. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Humble, the lone man in the backfield. Turn. Hand off again, the draw. Humble on the left side trying to make a guy miss and gets spun down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. And unless the Vikings call a timeout here, the Trojans do not have to take another snap of the football. And they may run it down and pull the trigger on one down the field. Nope, that's not going to be the case. It'll just stay right here, and that's how we will end this when the Girard Trojans are going to go to the locker room, knotted up at zeros with the Parsons Vikings. And it will be all set on the second half, how this one works out. It's time for the GN Bank halftime show. Formerly Girard National Bank, new name, but this still providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. We'll talk about it next when we return on the GN Bank halftime show on your home for Girard Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Holy crap.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here in Parsons, the Girard Trojans and the Parsons Vikings. This Class 3A district matchup, and the dance team's out there just to your right. You can't see them for Parsons. You can look. There you go. We're a long ways away from them as they're dancing. Why don't they face us, Dale? We're the only two guys over here on the opposite side of the field. Look at that score. That's right. The Trojans are all knotted up with Parsons. No score so far. Again, Trojans had a good game plan coming in, ball control offense, and so far they've executed. Let's take a look and see how we got to where we are here on the Kennar Eye Care. Eye on the game. Thanks to the support from their community, Kennar Eye Care has nearly doubled their space and extended their hours. They've got locations in both Pittsburgh and Girard. Kennar Eye Care, the clear choice. Make an appointment by calling 620-235-1737. Well, this game started a little interesting. An onside kick by Parsons, and the more I think about it, I think that was intentional. It was just spun right off the foot of the punter, or the kicker rather, and they jumped on top of it. Trojans, though, don't let it shake them as they force a turnover on downs. 5 plays into it on a a third down and about 3. They get a stop on a pass and turn them over on downs. Trojans get it back. They commence to going on a 12-play drive from their own 30. They drive it down the field to about the 31 of Parsons Vikings, but an incomplete pass ends that one. Turn it over on downs. 5:04 off the clock they take there, and they give the ball back to Parsons with 5:06 to go in the first quarter. Parsons will get it to throw in 31. They go 3 and out, punt it away for the first time tonight. Trojans get it back. They punt it away on a 3 and out for the first time tonight. So both teams exchanging punts. Good defenses there. Parsons would get the ball back, and they would have 3 plays and then throw it down the field with 1:12 to play in the first quarter. A beautiful INT as they started throwing 45. They had a 15-yard pickup, and so they were inside Trojan territory pretty deep and threw a ball towards the end zone. And Gage Shirtano goes up, climbs a ladder, gets in front of his defender, gets a battle for it, and gets it, and gets the interception. They're at their own 2-yard line. The Trojans, from that point, they go on a 14-play drive that started at their own 2. They drive it all the way down to the Parsons 23, but eventually turn it over on downs as they get the benefit of a nice personal foul penalty at the end of a 17-yard run by Ty Norris, but they can't convert on it. But they take it with 1:13 to go in the first and take it all the way down to 7:18 to go in the second. Again, just chewing away clock. Get it back, does Parsons. After the turnover on downs, they go 3 plays, punt it away again. So they've had 3 and outs. The Trojans have now drives of 12 plays and 14 plays, both of nearly 5 minutes off the clock. Remember, they only play 12-minute quarters. So the Trojans get it back with 6:02. They both 7 plays, this time an interception as they were just trying to overcome a 3rd down, a 3rd and long, or 4th and long rather, and they throw it down the field. It gets intercepted. Vikings get it back, put together maybe their best drive, or put together a drive, try to throw it late in the first half as they get it back with 2:51. And eventually they throw 3 incomplete passes. A big pass deflection by Carter Doherty forces a punt with 1:17. Trojans get it back. They had a legal shift that kind of stalled the beginning of that drive. The nice run by Humble was called back, then a 5-yard run, and then they ran out the clock. That's how we did things in the first half of this one on your Kennar Eye Care, Eye on the Game. We'll step away, take a quick break. We'll come back and take a look at some area scores when we return on the GM Bank Halftime Show on Girard Sports Live.
Thanks to your support, Kennard Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kennard Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you. And I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it. In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, grid and soil sampling, custom and variable rate application, and more. Raise the bar and make this year the most profitable yet. To learn more, visit them online at girardcoop.com or call the Agronomy Center at 620-724-8372. Producers Co-op, working for you.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here on the GM Bank halftime show, the Girard Trojans right now are all knotted up with the Parsons Vikings 0-0 here at the halftime break. And I had wet paper and didn't really get a chance to do some stats, but I'll tell you the stat that matters right now is 0-0 on the scoreboard. Trojans dominating this ball game. Time of possession, well over 10 minutes, or more than that, probably about 15 minutes time of possession in this first half, and just really have controlled the clock. Halftime stats are normally brought to you by our friends at Evans Motors. Let Eddie or Nate get the number that is right for your budget when you buy your next car, truck, van, or SUV. Getting people on the road since 1935, Evans Motors has been a trusted choice for generations. Stop by the lot south of Pittsburgh or shop their online showroom at evansmotors.net. Let's take a look at your halftime scoreboard update brought to you by the Market 120. We will take a second and see who's looking good around the area with your halftime scoring update. You'll look good, too, when you walk out of the Market 120, where you never have a bad hair day. A full-service salon. To schedule your appointment, calls 316-650-6680. Frontenac 14, Burlington 0 in the second quarter of that one. St. Paul dominating Hartford in the first quarter, 44-0. Good night. Osage City 21-6 over Southeast. Those are a couple scores I got, Dale.
Got just one more there. Silver Lake running clock 58-0 over Riverton in the third already.
Oh my. Those are look at your area scoring update brought to you by only about half the games are going on tonight. The rest of them play tomorrow. 4A and 1A and I believe 5 and 6A all play tomorrow, most of them. But tonight it's 3A, 2A, and the 8-mans play on Thursday. And so that's where we sit right now on your scoring update brought to you by the Market 120. Halftime score in this one, Girard is 0, Parsons is 0. We'll step away, take another quick break. We come back. We will give you a little bit of analysis on this one, let you know what we're doing, and get you ready for the second half in this one as the Girard Trojans right now are knotted up at 0 against the Parsons Vikings.
A yellow flag on your team is bad, but a yellow tag on your favorite new flooring or furniture, now that's awesome. Get to Derailed Commodity for huge savings during their yellow tag inventory clearance sale. Renew the look of your home with steep discounts on all in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile flooring. Even in-stock furniture is on sale. Kick off your fall with new flooring and furniture during the Yellow Tag Inventory Clearance Sale at Derail Commodity, with locations in Joplin, Butler, and Fayette, Missouri, as well as Independence and Brazelton, Kansas.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Back here on the GN Bank halftime show, BJ Harris, Dale Shireman. The Zebras are out of the locker room, so the players are probably forthcoming. Dale, you look at that first half again, a really good game plan by the Trojans, executed the way they wanted it, but you got to finish those drives. We'll see if they can do it in the second half.
Yeah, the one turnover that we had didn't really kill us, the interception, and we did exactly what the keys to the game were going to be. Hold on to the ball and make long drives. We just got to finish that off with those long drives. We need some points on the scoreboard, but I'm sure Coach Philpott's in there saying, hey, we can play with these guys. Now all we need to do is finish these guys off.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, too, is you come in here, you don't know. You've heard a lot about Parsons, how fast they are, the speed and all that stuff. It hasn't been much of an issue. You look at some of those plays Gage Chirtano's had on defense, getting guys right on their hips. Even that play that Troike had when it was just a 9-ball, they were going to throw it up as fast as they could. He was in good position. So once you, psychologically you wonder how fast they are, and then you see it, and now you can come out and just play.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see exactly the second half what we saw the first half. A lot of Chandler Humble. He's making those inside linebackers pay for making the plays, and he's just one step away a couple times from breaking that.
All right, so we'll take our final break. We come back in to get you ready for second half action here from Parsons. The Girard Trojans, Parsons Vikings, all knotted up at 0. We'll get you going in 1 minute when you're on the GM Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays, 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
That'll do it here on the GM Bank halftime show. The Girard Trojans all knotted up with the Parsons Vikings here at the halftime break. 0-0. Getting ready to go into the third quarter of action here in this one. Again, the Girard Trojans, ball control, offense. And so far it has helped keep them in this ball game. They win, and they will await the winner of Caney and Prairie View. I just went to the man who has to do all this stuff, figured up higher seed hosts in that regional round. So you're right. Then the formula of East and West starts with the sectionals, according to Mark Lentz from the Kansas State High School Activities Association. So the Trojans, the higher seed, what does that mean? Higher seed coming out of that. And so, well, you'd have to go to formula. Caney's a 3, right? No, Caney's a 4. So, yeah, so the Trojans win this one and Caney wins, and they'll be hosting Caney if Prairie View wins, and we'd be up there in Lacine. So, obviously, still got a long way to go, and hopefully we're talking about that here in one half of football. But the Trojans just need to keep doing what they're doing, get some points on the board, and get out of Parsons with a victory here on the road.
Yeah, we really need just to hang on the ball and finish a drive. And like you said, I think we can match up with the speed. We've seen their speed. Their quarterbacks and their running back can throw the ball very well. But we stay on our back pedal, get our hips turned, and like Gage Chitano, just get in front of it and go up and get it.
Yeah, really impressed by those guys. Mason Hubers came in and played well. Gage Chitano has played well in the duty, and again, they're trying to fill some pretty big shoes. Wes Shehay, a big loss for the Trojans, a guy who has just had a fantastic junior season, and he dinged up a little bit, and they miss him. They miss his physicality, I think, probably a little bit, but as far as covering the pass, hopefully they can keep that going. And if you're the Trojans right now, you're coming out thinking, let's get this thing done.
Yeah, it's time to play some more ball, and both teams are going to their sidelines, getting warmed up and ready to go.
Warmed up. Wonder what that feels like.
Sounds good.
Watching those guys run around, I feel jealous. Really appreciate all the support we've gotten this season on Girard Sports Live. Again, this is the second year of doing this, and a bit of a gamble, to maybe try to do something like this, and it's been really, really fantastic. Appreciate you coming on board, Dale, to do it as well, as we've had just tremendous support from the community. And again, we'll be back at it if things don't go well this second half. We hope we go back at it next week. But we are going to bring you every Girard Trojan basketball game. That season gets started on November 30th. That is bonkers. November 30th, and it'll be back here at Parsons is where we get going. And I'm sure already Coach Westcott's losing sleep over that matchup in game number 1. And the Trojans want to take business. They want to have the momentum going to that one with a good win here over Parsons on the football field. Trojans going to kick it away for the first time tonight. Again, no score in this one as we get ready to go into this second half. Our natural free advertising for Sony Handycam. And the Trojans going to kick it away. This is an important drive here to reset the tone for the Trojans. Kicked away to DeCon Johnson. He'll field it at about the 17-yard line. Far side, nearly gets out of the grass. Hard block. It's not going to be a penalty. Johnson going down the field, and he is going to step out of bounds, trying to keep him on that sideline. Carter Doherty had a shot at him, just couldn't quite get him in his grasp. And again, we talked about don't kick to him in the punt game. I wouldn't kick to him in the kicking game either. And they do, and now the Vikings are going to have very good field position to get started in their first drive of this second half.
He's got a lot of speed, and we knew he did. I'm like you. I think I squibbed that ball on the ground and make him come up and field it.
Parsons had really good field position to start their drive before because they had an onside kick. They'll start this one at their own 48-yard line. It's about where they started this ball game here with 11:50 to play in this third quarter. 0-0 your score. Quarterback free, snap back to him, fake that end around, up the middle for Scheibe, and he's bottled up, not much there. Nice job. That's tough because they have had that end around. They have not run it back in there, and Carter Doherty comes down hard from that DN spot, makes the play.
Carter Doherty did a great job there, sees the handoff inside and just collapses that down. Great job by the linebackers there to finish it off too.
Ends up being a 1-yard gain. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the Vikings at the 48. They start at the 47. 3 wide receivers near side. Johnson's the inside wide receiver. They'll fake it to flip him out there. Turn it up, freeze. He's going to be bottled up by Lallemand. And that was supposed to be passed. Mason Humer jumps that one, and he's going to be in the passing lane. If they flip it out there, that young man is having the biggest play of his young career.
Yeah, that sophomore right there was exactly where he needed to be, and good read there by Freeze.
Yeah. He froze for sure on that pass and did not flip it out there. It's a gain of about 3 to pick up a 3rd down and 6 here for the Vikings just inside Trojan territory at the 49. They will empty the backfield on 3rd and 6. Empty it. 2 to the far side, 3 to the near side. Free, straight drop, lets it fly, throws it underneath, and it is caught, but it is going to be short of a 1st down. It's just a gain of about 3, and it will bring up a 4th down and long 2 on the short pass there to Johnson. And we'll see what they decide to do. They could flip the field and change this thing. 10-14 to go, 3rd quarter, no score still. Trojans stiffen up.
Coach Freese wants to make a statement here. See what the Trojan defense can come up with.
Well, be diligent on the line of scrimmage. Watch the hard count. They snap it back to him. Turn, handoff. Trojans had it initially bottled up. It's going to be shot. It's going to be a big play. Blockers down the field. Freese going to bounce it outside. He's going to take it to the house. On 4th down and 2, it's a touchdown of 44 yards. And the quarterback keeper, they had it bottled up initially, but he kept bouncing. And now they've seen that where they snap it to DeCon Johnson, and he hands it off to Freese. So Freese from the running back spot, 44-yard touchdown run. And with 9:47 to play, the Vikings have struck first for the first time here tonight.
Field swinging gate.
Oh, the swinging gate. Haven't seen that much. They're going to run and go for 2. That's just speed. Just he can run it. He can walk it into the end zone. They're going to flip it back there. Penalty flag comes. This is going to be called back. It will not be good. It's going to be against the Vikings most likely. And a quick call there from the white hat. Michael Plotnick. It's holding against the Vikings. That'll back them up. And now they will go for 2 for sure. It was good. 6-0 your score. 9:47 to play. 44-yard touchdown run by Gage Freese. And we'll see what they do on the 2-point conversion after the holding penalty. They'll bring Lodeholtz on. He's going to kick it. This will be a pretty good kick, as it'll back him up to the 13, I think is where, because it was at the 3, so I'll back him up to the 13. He's going to be kicking this from about the 20. Ball's going to be sitting right at the 20s. This will be a 30-yard point after attempt. If you're going to try it now. And Lodeholtz, straight ahead kicker. His toes have got to be cold. Mine are, I know. Snap back, holds down. He'll kick it, and it's going to be wide right, no good. And the Trojans are going to hold on the 2-point conversion. That could be a big play. Keep that one in mind. The 2-point or the PAT rather, no good after the hold. And the Trojans trail by 6. 9:47 to play in this 3rd quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
A yellow flag on your team is bad, but a yellow tag on your favorite new flooring or furniture, now that's awesome. Get to Derail Commodity for huge savings during their yellow tag inventory clearance sale. Renew the look of your home with steep discounts on all in-stock carpet, vinyl, hardwood, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile flooring. Even in-stock furniture is on sale. Kick off your fall with new flooring and furniture during the yellow tag inventory clearance sale at Derail Commodity, with locations in Joplin, Butler, and Fayette, Missouri, as well as Independence and Brazelton, Kansas.
Well, we said how important the opening drive offensively for the Trojans. Actually, we said offensively the Trojans need to finish drives. This opening drive for them becomes that much important to have a good one. Another long drive like they've had in the past in the first half of this one. And they've got to finish now because they find themselves in the first hole of the ball game, down by 6 points, 9:47 to play in the 3rd quarter. A 44-yard touchdown run on 4th down and 2 by the quarterback, Gage Freese. Here's Lodeholtz. He'll kick that onside again. It's going to be close, and they got it again. And the Trojans just not ready for it. They're going to fight it out and see what happens. And the body language from the Trojan faithful. They're trying to figure something out now. They're going to discuss this thing on the near side. I don't have any idea what they would be discussing. Literally, we could turn up our crowd. They're called penalty. It's going to cost the Vikings, I believe, maybe. I don't think it went out of bounds. It never pushed the Trojans off the sideline, really, even. Legal procedure is going to be against them. They may have gotten over the, I don't know. They're discussing it. They will come over and discuss it with Coach Philpott. They're going to have to accept the penalty. Otherwise, if they decline it, it's Parsons' ball. Maybe a big break there for Girard right there for sure. Well, they just set the ball down. I don't know what's happening.
There's a flag on the other side, too.
Trojans have their... I don't know what they're going to do here. They got their offense coming out on the field for the Trojans.
That might be on the sidelines over there. Kurt Freese might have picked up a cheap one over there.
Well, that would be good because the Trojans, I think, are going to come out with their offense. They're going to have it at the 43-yard line, 42-yard line. And now we will see what the penalty flag from the White Hat is here. 9:44 to play. Trojans are going to get the football, I believe, after the onside kick was successful, but I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think they're going to get it.
Lucky on that. I mean, we've got to.
Super lucky. Sideline warning. So it won't matter. It's just going to be a sideline warning against, and they call the illegal procedure against the Vikings, and so it'll be Trojan ball. First down. Boy, a good break there for the Trojans. Now they got to take advantage of it. They'll have it at the 42-yard line. Trojans first down and 10 from their own 42. 9:44 to play. And now the Vikings, they're saying it's their ball. But I think, the Vikings had their offense out there, I believe.
Timeout, Parsons.
They had to take a timeout because they ran their offense out on the field.
Well,
is that what I saw?
I think so.
Timeout going to be taken by the Vikings. All kinds of shenanigans here. We'll keep it right here.
A little confused myself. I'm
completely perplexed.
I
have no idea.
Perplexed.
Well, why use confused when you can say perplexed?
That's right. Simple guy, I guess. I don't know. Trojans got to come out and make a drive here and sustain the drive and tap it off with the touchdown here.
2-point conversion was a big one. The Trojans to stop that one, and it got helped out by a hold. It was a successful 2-point conversion, but it gets called back. So a couple of penalties here by the Vikings may cost them a little bit because the Trojans just bottle up what they did earlier. Run the football, take care of the football, drive this one. They're going to start at their own 42 again with 9:44 to play in this third quarter. Handoff up the middle, fullback driving forward up near the 50-yard line. Boy, he's just so many yards after contact. That's a gain of 9 on the run by Humble, and it'll be second down. Well, it's a gain of 8. They'll bring up a second down and 2. I mean, he's getting hit at the line of scrimmage so many times and still able to keep things moving forward. Shirtano came this way, and he'll flip over to the other side. Troike's to the wide receiver to the near side. Tight end, far side Harrison. Turn, handoff, Humble again. Hit this time. They do get him. He'll fall forward. He's got the first down, I believe, if they give him the spot.
Ooh.
Your sideline judge is way off.
Killing us.
I do that all the time. I've been doing that for years in broadcasting. I question the spot but then I'm always like, well, they're much closer than me. He's not that much closer than me.
He's only about 10 yards closer.
10 yards closer than me, and I'm right down the line. I mean, we couldn't be looking at this any better. It's going to be shy. It's just going to be a gain of a yard. And a big third down here for the Trojans. Got to get one. Norris, turn, handoff, counter, coming the way near side. Curran drops his shoulder. He's got the first down and more. It's going to be a gain of about 6 yards on the run by Creed Curran. And it will move the chains. The Trojans will get it inside, or have it now inside Viking territory. It'll be up to the 42. 8:34 to play in this third quarter. Trojans trail by 6 to the Parsons Vikings here on the road, week number 1 of the playoffs. They'll go full house backfield again. Double tight wishbone. Actually, overload wishbone. Turn, handoff. Second guy through. Curran bounces it. Turns it upfield, now still climbing. He's going to be ridden out of bounds. It'll be a good gain on first down and 10. As they'll pick up a little bit more than 5 on the run there for Creed.
Nice seal block there by Derby McReynolds. Got his guy, and then the defender tried to spin him around and actually opened up more room for Creed.
Gain of 7 on the play. Bring up a second down, a long 3. 2 wide receivers far side. Shirtano's the slot, the wide out. Troike. Turn, handoff, fullback. Humble, just trying to fall forward to get something. That time they do get good contact at the line of scrimmage, and he still is able to spin forward and get a couple.
Parsons has a guy a little slow getting up.
That's Freese.
That is Freese.
That's their quarterback who's down on the field favoring that left leg. He doesn't want to put any weight on that left leg. And that might be a big break or a big loss for them. He's going to go ahead and walk. He didn't want, now he's walking pretty good. Sometimes you don't know until you get up and think about it. Trojans going to go heavy again. And they'll bring in the extra offensive lineman. Again, that's Eli Tucker, a sophomore. Ball sits at the 35-yard line. Trojans got to finish a drive here. 8:11 to play in County. Third quarter, down by 6. Norris under center, turn, handoff, the deep back. McReynolds falls forward. He's got the first down, and he's still on his feet. What happened? He got out of there. No, he fumbled it, and Carter Doherty picked it up and advanced it. Holy mackerel, Carter picked it up, and he had no doubt about it. It's a fumble return, or carry, rather, up inside the 25, down to about the 24-yard line, and the Trojans are in business.
I might have missed that on the camera because I was watching Derby.
Well, I guarantee I missed it. Doherty, pass deflection, now fumble recovery, and some yardage after that fumble recovery. Trojans have the Vikings with their back against the wall. It will take me until Sunday for my feet to warm back up.
Well, just don't stand up again. You're quivering. I'm not sure if that's afraid of heights or what.
Down. Shivering, quivering. One's fear and one's cold. I got both of them. Pistol set here for Norris. Straight back. Nearly lost it. Then he does lose it. Then he has to jump on top of it. Does he get it back? He does. Boy, that ball, that's cold, and his hands are cold, and he didn't get a good grasp on it. Then he finally did, and squirted out again. And on first down and 10, it's a long loss. Yep. And it's going to be a loss of about 5 yards to bring up second down and 15. Back-to-back fumbles by the Trojans. Neither one of them cost them. In fact, one of them helped them. But you have to finish this drive again. It started with 9:44 to play in the third. It's under 7 minutes now to play in this quarter. Norris under center. Turn. Handoff to the big fella. Humble. Going to be brought down. Not much there. And it'll bring up a third down and long. And the Trojans got to find some plays here. Gain of 2 on the play at third down and 13. Again, I always contend the Trojans on these situations here of late, they've taken those long passes. You don't have to get it all. Have a third down in about 5 or 6, and then you'll have a chance. Or fourth down in 5 or 6 if you get half of it here. 1 to the far side, that's Troike. That's a good matchup there against DeCon Johnson. Shirtano near side. It's probably a more favorable matchup. They're going to go ahead and hand it off to Humble. Humble dragging one defender. He's going to be up and inside the 20-yard line. It'll be a fourth down at about 9 and 8, rather. Maybe 7 even. That's a better run than I thought it was. As he gets it up. And a gain of about 6 on the run by Chandler. And a huge fourth down. 5:51 to play in the third quarter. The way the Trojans have chewed up clock, they're just not going to have a ton of more opportunities, and none better than this one. They haven't had a better one yet in this one. 20-yard line. They'll try to set that screen up again. They will pull it off. It's off to Humble. He's going to have the catch. I don't think he's got enough for the first down, though. They bottle it up. He finally pitches it out there for Chandler, but it was well read by the Vikings. And so a pass there for Humble on the screen is no good, and the Trojans have their third turnover on downs of the ball game and do so with 5:32 to play in this third quarter. So they took 4 minutes off the clock more than 4:12 off the clock, but eventually turn it over on downs again, and the Trojans have to stiffen on defense. Just can't finish those drives, darn it. That's been a Achilles heel for them all year long. Think back to game number 2 against Galena. Trojans had it twice inside the 20 in the first half. Couldn't capitalize. End around for Johnson. Bottled up, brought down. That'll be a good gain up near the 25. This drive started at 21. What can the Trojans do here defensively now to try to steal back some momentum? Again, this is one of those, the Trojans had the momentum, I think, at halftime. They don't want halftime. You just want to keep playing. But they do take the break, and then the Vikings have that 44-yard touchdown on 4th down to get the first score of the ball game. It's a gain of only about 2 on the play.
They didn't get it off.
You could hear Coach across the way screaming, hurry, 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 and they end up having to call a timeout. First timeout of the second half. Trojans trail by 6. 4:50 to play in the third. We're back at 30. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings, leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Said it was the first time out of the second half. It's actually the Vikings' second. They had to call that one time out. Dale corrected me there at the break that they had to call that one because they thought their offense was supposed to be on the field to start on that last drive for the Trojans. So they're down to one timeout now here with 4:50 to play in the third quarter. They'll have the football. It'll be 2nd down and 8. They just couldn't get the play off in time. Freese, who was injured defensively, will come out and be there in quarterback, and he will have Scheibe to his right, 2 wide receivers near side. Blitz coming. Colton Kirby going to give him some pressure. Can he get a hold of him? He will throw it, and he will have an intended receiver, Scheibe, and it will be incomplete. Boy, a lot of work not to get the sack, but still, good pressure.
Good pressure right there on 3rd down.
Brought the blitz there on the linebacker spot. There's 3 linebackers set. Kirby plays this near side, outside linebacker. And it will be a 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 7. It's really at 3-4. And then they will split the safety out there as Hubner. Bring him again. Flushed. Freeze. Down the sideline. Nobody out here. That's going to be a penalty. And how is that not a penalty? Goodness gracious. And that's block the coach. The white hat comes over to discuss it and try to discuss, and they say they're going to throw the penalty flag. Yeah, it was. That's the risk when you bring that blitz off the near side with Kirby is you have no outside support then at that point, and so it got blocked, and Freese was able to get the corner, and so he got the first down anyways on the run. And so it ends up being about an 8-yard run, and then a horse collar tackle is going to add some more yardage onto it.
Me and this camera.
Oh, it's a cute young man. There's pops up on the screen. And so it will be a 1st down and 10. They'll add on to it all the way up beyond the 45 up to the 47-yard line. And so a big one there. He had to get a hold of him because if he doesn't make that tackle, it's a touchdown. Yeah. Freese has enough speed. It would have had to be some really good angles. Anyways, it would have been way down the field. Instead of right here, it's at the 47-yard line. And so 4:38 to play in this third quarter. Trojans going the wrong direction. And now a timeout going to be taken.
Officials working on the chains.
Still working on those darn chains. 4:38 to play in this third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Girard Medical Center's bariatric program has made extraordinary changes to many people's lives.
I am no longer living the life on the sideline, watching everybody else enjoy those things I want to do. I am doing those things now. I am doing things that I only dreamed of doing for the longest time. I'm truly living the life I've always wanted.
Call to learn more. Girard Medical Center, caring for our community one patient at a time.
6-0 your score. Girard Trojans down by 6 here against Parsons. Vikings get a horse collar penalty to go their favor, and now Johnson in there, low snap. He'll put it in the belly of Scheibe. Scheibe is going to be bottled up initially and still fight his way through across the 50 up near the 49, maybe 48-yard line. It's a good gain of about 4 yards on first down and 10. It'll bring up a second down and 6.
Trojans in that 3-4, just not getting enough push to stop the middle right now.
One wide receiver far side, one to the near side. It seems to be a little bit of a plan here to overload and run the ball a little bit more. Kirby coming. Hard in there. Johnson's going to roll outside, looking downfield. Pressure starts to come. Caden Lallman's giving chase, and they'll get Johnson out of bounds, and it'll be out of bounds. Up, not much gain, maybe no gain on the play.
I think a loss of one, looks like.
Maybe even loses one. Good hustle there by Caden Lallman to flush him out on that far side. And it will back him up just a touch. It'll bring up a third down and about 6 6. He goes out of bounds, stops the clock with 3:58 to play in the third quarter. 6-0 your score. Trojans with 3 timeouts, Parsons with 1. 2 wide receivers near side. 3 wide receivers near side now. Johnson in at quarterback. Scheibe to his left. Johnson rolling. Quarterback keeper. Sets his feet, lets it fly. He's got his man out underneath for Loadholtz. Gets a hold of him, and it's going to be a tackle there by Derby McReynolds, but not before he picks up the first down on a 3rd and long, as that will be a nice gain up near the 35 to the 34-yard line. And so it's a gain of about 17, maybe 18 yards on 3rd and 6.
Anytime Girard has seen that sweep come this way, we automatically stunt the outside linebacker, and they read that and just dumped it out underneath to it.
Yeah, it was well blocked as well down the field. Now the Trojans backs against the wall here. First down and 10 from the 34. Snap back, Johnson, turn, handoff for Freese, and Freese will be stopped at about the 30. Ball comes out the very end, but they're going to say his forward progress was stopped, and so it will be a gain of about 4 yards. Say 3 yards there on the run by Freese. And they'll bring up a second down and 7. Most sustained drive, really, that the Vikings have had. Their scoring drive was just 4 plays at a 44-yard run on 4th down. Ball sitting at the 30. This is their 8th play of this drive that started with 5:32 to play in the third quarter down to 2:46. Loadholtz in motion. They'll fake it to him. Scheibe hit. Carter Doherty bottles him up. No gain on the play. The big fella coming down. Carter having himself a game.
Nice tackle there for a yard loss, looks like. Going to bring up 3rd and long for the Vikings. Hopefully the Trojans here can keep everything in front of them.
Yeah, they've forced some 3rd and longs here tonight. Just haven't been able to get off the field here, certainly on this drive. And 3rd down and a long set, about a 7.
I hate to say this, but the bigger raindrops are starting to fall, BJ.
Dale, stop it. 3 wide receivers far side. Here's Johnson. He'll roll. Kirby's giving chase. Trying to track him down. He sends his wide receiver down, and it's going to be incomplete. 4th down. And that will stop the clock with 2:01 to go in the 3rd. See who he threw it to out there. All the way over there. Maybe intended, for number 8 who was tracking his way there. That's a good-looking cat. 6'1", 175, Devontae Yates. 6'1", 175 and have the speed that Devontae Yates has. He can jump out of the gym as well. Trojan D, one more stop here. Joseph Dixon's moved into that nose spot. Kirby coming again. They seal him. Pressure comes. Carter, nope, that's D. Weidman giving chase. He'll throw it over the middle. He's got his man in and out of his hands. The Trojans get a break there. It hit Loadholtz right in the chest, and that was going to be a first down, and the Trojans get the break of a century as it hits Loadholtz right in the chest, and it's a turnover on downs here with 1:53 to play in the third quarter. 6-0 is your score still, and the Trojans going to get the ball back at the 30-yard line. Here's your drive now. You got to have it. Minute 53 to play. They'll start at their own 30. Turn, handoff, up the middle. Not much there. They've started to bottle up the fullback a little bit more. And so what that tells me is that middle might be a little more, or the edge might be a little more open. It's just whether you got enough speed to get that way. It's just a gain of 1 on the play to bring up a second down and 9. You can't, the PA announcer picks up 4, brings up second. You can't pick up 4 on first down and have second down and 8. Quarterback under center, Norris. Going to pull it this time. There's the edge. Ty trying to cut back against the grain. He's up near the 40. It's near to a first down marker. He gets a great spot, as I don't believe he ever crossed the 40, but he's going to get a spot across the 40, and it's a first down on the run by Ty Norris of gain of 9 on the play, and it will move the chains. There's that outside edge.
I think any play action up the middle is going to suck those linebackers in like you're talking about.
Yeah, one of these times it's going to be got to be open over the top. First down and 10 here for the Trojans at the 40. Turn. Handoff. Humble still rumbling, still dragging defenders, and finally gets hit and brought down. And Chandler Humble, he's had enough of those that we're going to go ahead and give him one. The hit of the game brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair. If a deer ends up tackling your car like Chandler Humble has tackled and ran over these linebackers today, take it to Bradshaw Collision Repair. Bradshaw offers refinishing, paintless, dent repair, glass replacement, and more. Let Bradshaw Collision Repair get you back in the game. Call 620-724-7300. It ends up being a good gain there for Humble of a little more than 5 yards. Ball's loose, still loose, still loose. Vikings are on it. Never had the ball in his hands from the quarterback. The guy who fell on it is injured, but he got the recovery. And the Trojans cough one up there, and Chandler made the cardinal sin. He wanted to go pick it up and scoop it, and sometimes you just got to jump on top of it. But a fumble by the Trojans, their second turnover of the ball game. And it's with 12 seconds on the clock here in this third quarter. Vikings are going to have it. They're going to try to have something. They may take a shot here. Will the Vikings? Low snap. Johnson rolling. Now pressured. Weidman slides inside. They let it fly, and it's going to go down and incomplete. And you always see those guys take chances on a penalty flag. Can be on that far side as well. But after a change of possession, and a penalty flag is probably going to be against Parsons, illegal procedure on that far side. Coach is asking for linemen downfield. They're going to make it second down and 10 and decline that penalty with 5.5 to go here in the third quarter, fourth quarter, forthcoming in this one. They will decline it, bring up a second down and 10 here with 5.5 again. Ball just shy of the 40 at the 39-yard line. One wide receiver far side, two to the far side, two to the near side. One man in the backfield for Johnson. Turn, handoff, Scheibe up the middle. Scheibe skates back against the grain, still on his feet. Big gainer, pulled it out. He ripped it. That was Troike who ripped the ball loose, but it ended up right back in the belly of Scheibe. He's got a gain of about 14 yards on second down and 10, and that's the end of 3. 6 points. The Trojans trail as they head into the fourth quarter of play in this one. We'll see what they can do when we return in the fourth quarter. You're watching it here on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Girard Medical Center now offers both outpatient pulmonary and cardiac rehabilitation services. Our approach combines physical therapy, respiratory therapy, behavioral health, and nutrition to help you become more fit and active.
With cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we want to focus on lifestyle changes. We provide people with education to help prevent further events.
Each treatment is unique to the individual patient because at Girard Medical Center, we care for our communities one patient at a time. Call us at 620-724-5126. It's time for our anniversary sale. D-Rail Commodity Flooring and Furniture is celebrating over 50 years in business. From humble beginnings 50 years ago, HMS Enterprises has grown to 16 stores. With our buying power, we can offer you the best in truckload savings with some carpet styles starting at $7.20 a square yard. Save big in September with these amazing anniversary sale special prices on carpet, LVT, remnants, furniture, and more. Register to win a $500 shopping spree in store.
6-0 your score. Trojans trail by 6 as we head into the fourth quarter of this one. Trojans need a stop here defensively. There's a have it at the 30. Turn, handoff up the middle on first down and 10. Trojans get a stop. They nearly had a fumble caused on that last one, and it was lucky for Scheibe that he ball ended up back in his hands. And on a 3rd and long, they get another first down a minute ago, and Joel Scheibe started to go to work a little bit. And it will be a gain of just 1. Start of this 4th quarter. 6-point ball game. They've gone heavy on Johnson. Turn handoff. Freezers right there. Carter Doherty again. Carter Doherty comes in hard to make that play. And his jersey tells the story on how hard Carter's been working today. And it's no gain on the play. Trojans have to get off the field here on 3rd down. There's some 4-down territory, but make a play here on 3rd, make them go 3rd, 4th, and long, and get the ball back. Try to finish a drive here. Down by 6. And the Vikings scored on a 44-yard touchdown on 4th down on their opening drive that they got to start this ball game, start this second half. Snap back, just spot pass. Freeze throws it out there for Johnson. Got to try to make a guy miss. Trojans will right him out of bounds. They stop it. It's going to be 4th down. It'll be 4th down a little bit better on the pass to Johnson. They can't pick on these sticks, man. They can't be running it towards the stick. And so they're going to give him, Coach Hudson's telling him where the ball's supposed to go. Ends up being a gain of about 4, maybe 5. We'll give him 5 and bring up 4th down and 5. Big 4th down here. Trojans need a stop. 7 seconds on the play clock. Overload, 4 wide receivers to the far side. Blitz comes. Free's going to pull it down. Trojans have him bottled up, but he gets free, and he's going to have the first down and more. Boy, the Trojans had it bottled up, just couldn't make the play, and he gets it across the 15, up near the 18-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of about 10 or 12.
Boy, we missed 3 tackles there in the backfield. Just got to wrap him up.
They're going to put the ball at the 14-yard line. 10:20 to play in this ball game. Trojans have played a good one, but is it going to be enough? 1 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Wing back is Lodeholtz. 2 men either side of Johnson. Going to keep himself coming out hard. Colton Kirby can't finish it, but it stops him enough for D. Weidman to get there along with Carter Doherty. And it's going to be not much there, maybe, no gain on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Nice job there by Kirby to get there, and then D. Weidman to finish it up.
Maybe even a loss of a half a yard back to the 15. Still got a chance for a stop here. Trojans need to bow up. They've done a pretty good job at times with their back against the wall defensively. Johnson, again, a quarterback keeper. He's pressured out. Going to try to catch the corner. Gets knocked down. He's going to be up near the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 5 yards maybe on the play as he gets up to the 9. He'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Once again, first contact back for no gain. We just got to wrap up and drive through. Can't put a shoulder in them.
Gain of about 6 brings up 3rd down and 4. 9:05 to go in the ball game. We are into the 4th quarter of this one. Trojans need to stop. They got guys everywhere. 4 wide receivers to the far side. Freeze is the quarterback. They'll run that quarterback draw again. This time the Trojans do bottle it up. Ball comes loose. Ball comes loose. It's still loose. Do the Trojans have it? The ball came loose, and the Trojans are going to come up out of there. Do they have it? They do!
That a kid!
The Trojans cause the turnover deep inside their own territory. They've got signs of life. With 8:41 to play in the ball game, down by 6, they'll get the ball back inside their own 10.
Time to capitalize on this right here, BJ.
Yep, they've had some gifts here in the second half. Haven't been able to turn them into anything. This is the biggest one of them all. 8:41 to play. Girard will have it. It's a terrible angle to see this. We're at about their own 6-yard line. Take a shot right here. Nope, they bring Troike off the field. And so the Trojans have to call a timeout. Weren't ready for that change of possession, I don't believe, so the Trojans call their first timeout of the second half. We'll take one as well. Trojans make the stop. Can they make something happen?
Peony Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Peony DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Peony has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Peony Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to peonydental.com.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Look at these boys. Boys will be boys. Look at them. Just playing in the mud. It's the most mud they're going to see probably in this ball game. But just having a ball. Those poor guys. Well, the Trojans get the turnover they wanted. They, on the change of possession, they had to call a timeout. 8:41 to play in this ball game. But they get the ball back here at their own 6-yard line. First down and 10. They're going to go heavy. Turn, handoff up the middle. And Creed Curran's going to fall forward for a couple. And actually, I think it was McReynolds with the carry on that one. It was Derby, maybe. They got those over that. They only give him about a gain of a yard on that play. They go heavy. The Trojans have had some success running it. Honestly, on the heavy side, a lot of their success has been out on the edge. Overload this time to the left side. Turn, handoff. Option, far side, Norris. He's got the first down. He cuts back against the grain, and he stretches it out there. That's a great pickup there for Ty Norris. A gain of about 14, maybe 15 yards on second down and 10. And it's beyond the 20 now, up to the 22, and the Trojans have first and 10. 7:57 to play in the ball game.
That time we ran away from the heavy side, like you were talking about earlier.
Official timeout. Fix the chains.
Chains.
This game's moved along at a pretty good clip tonight, except for the broken link. Listen, if we can construct a building out here, they can at least get chains to work.
That's right.
I bought a pole that's used in painting to extend our antenna up in the air so we'd have high enough reach to get some signal here. I'll have to figure out something to do with that pole. I got some ideas. I don't have any painting that's that high that requires that, but I wouldn't do it anyways. So they call that timeout to fix the chains. They will get it fixed here. Trojans get a chance to talk about it, so maybe a little bit of a blessing there. 6-0 your score. Trojans trail by 6 here in the fourth quarter, but they've got a chance. Ty Norris settle under center again. Overload. Turn. Handoff. Another good gainer this time. Up the middle for the Trojans for Humble, and he's going to be up near the 30-yard line. It'll be just shy. It's a good gain of about 8 yards on first down and 10. And it will bring up a second down and long 2. 7:18 to play. You would like to have a bunch of those. You just don't want to get in a chance where the clock starts to be a real issue. Trojans force a fumble on a drive that the Vikings were driving deep on. Turn. Option. Norris still on his feet, trying to make something out of nothing. He's going to have enough for the first down. He kind of skates back across the grain and able to stay on his feet. He gets across the 30. It's a gain of about 4 yards on the run by Ty Norris.
Nothing fancy, but moving the ball right down. 7 minutes left in this game.
Up to the 33, maybe 34-yard line where the ball sits there. Again, full house backfield. McReynolds, Curran, and the fullback is Humble. Turn. Handoff. Second guy through. Rather, that's Humble. And not much there, maybe a gain of a yard. They've keyed on him here in the second half and limited Chandler a little bit. They'll bring off the big guy, bring off McReynolds. They'll go back to their normal set here with 6:24 to play in the ball game. A gain of 1 to break up a second down and 9 here for the Trojans. Ball at the 35. Shirtano near side. The slot's going to be Curran. Troy will be the wide receiver to the far side. Norris, straight drop, going to throw it. Pump fake, lets it fly, throws it underneath. He's got his man. It's complete. And it's a nice catch, diving catch by Evan Troike up to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain. It's going to be shy of the 40, up to about the 39. It'll be just a gain of about 4 yards. And a 3rd down and 4.
Big play right here for the Trojans.
Yep, got to keep those chains moving. I think they're in 4-down territory regardless. Norris under center. Turn, handoff. Makes one guy miss. He's got the 1st down. Across the 45, up near the 46-yard line. A good run by Creed Curran. A little shimmy and a little shake in the backfield. He gets loose, and he's up to the 46. And it's a 1st down for the Trojans on a gain of about 7.
Trojans going to go back to that heavy set, bring that extra lineman in. I think Coach is just thinking, let's give him a heavy dose of power ball.
5:21 to play. This one's getting exciting. Full house, overload. Turn. Hand it off. Good pickup. Gain of about 3 on the run by Humble. Up to midfield is where the ball sits.
Have a great angle here to watch the Trojan push the line, fire off the ball here.
Yep, right down the middle. Well, we are set up right on the 50. By design. When you get to create your own platform, you get to put it wherever you want.
That's right.
Same set. Overload this near side. They bring the blitz. Turn, handoff. And it's going to be brought down. Ball comes loose. He hit the ground. It was caused by the ground. He hit the ground. That should be down by contact. His head hit the ground first, and then the ball comes out of there. And let's see if this near side official does give it to him. He does. Boy, we were right on top of that one. We're going to see that one over and over and over again. Unless that ball squirted out right before he hit the ground. It looked like he came down and hit the ground with his helmet, and then the ball squirted out there at the last minute. The Trojans fumble it. Gosh darn it. That's a tough break for Girard. It'll go back to Parsons here with 4.5 to play. Trojans have 2 timeouts. This ball's going to sit right at the 50-yard line. Here with 4:30 to go in the contest. Trojans ran 9 plays, 10 plays. The 10th one was a fumble. 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the play clock. They will get it off in time. Johnson going to hold it, come near side. He'll be stood up, but he'll be falling forward for a gain of about 3 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Well, the Trojans shoot themselves in the foot on that one. It's one Chandler Humble will want back forever, as it just comes out loose. And again, I thought maybe he was down by contact, but you just don't want to give them the, don't ever want to put it in the decision-making of the officials. And now a timeout going to be called, official timeout called. Not sure what they're doing over on that far side. They don't have chains over there to fix.
We got an injured player, number 7, come off wobbling.
So Johnson's going to come off. That's a tough break for the Vikings. They'll wind the clock. 15 seconds on the play clock. Johnson's run a lot of quarterback. Freese will be in there. Scheibe will be to his left. 2 wide receivers far side, 2 to the near side. 2nd down and 7. 3:40 and counting. Blitz coming. The Trojans run right into that blitz, and they run right past it. Scheibe, they're going to call a face mask too. And that's not a face mask. He had hold of his shoulder. But they're going to call a face mask to be close to a 1st down regardless, and it will be a gain of 7 on the run by Scheibe, and they'll get a few more on top of it. Yeah. You go back and watch that one right after you go watch the other one.
Man, we blitzed right into that.
Yep. It's a 5-yard face mask. And it will be up to the 35-yard line. The waning moments of this season, perhaps. 3:23 to play. Trojans with those 2 timeouts. Coach trying to hold on to them if they can get the ball back, but they were going to have to make a stop probably right here on this set of downs. 2 to the near side. Shotgun here for Freese with running backs to either side. Snaps back to him. He'll hold it on the quarterback keeper. He's going to be hit and brought down. Good play there. Colton Kirby, Chase Bryant. And it's going to be maybe a loss of 1 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 11. Again, 2:52 and counting. They're going to have several more snaps of it. They'll snap it 3 more times. So the Trojans trying to hold on to those 2 timeouts, but you got to get the stop. Two wide receivers in the
They broke with 12.
And they will throw the penalty flag. And it will be a illegal substitution as they have break the huddle with 12 men. And so I'll back them up 5 yards. It'll bring up a second down and about 16, maybe 17 instead after the 5-yard mark-off.
We've seen that go both ways this year, BJ. We've seen them allow it. We've seen them flag on that.
Yeah, the clock's been running for a while. Now they're saying the clock was running, and Coach wants to stop the clock, and he's going to take a timeout.
I think the complaint there was the play clock wasn't running, but
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Coach uses that timeout, though, to talk about it. I don't think that's one Coach would want to take, but he goes ahead and uses the timeout, and they are down to just one now with 2:23 to play. The second you're going to save by calling the timeout to discuss it and maybe get some more put on, I don't think is going to be worth the burning the next to last timeout you have here. 6 minutes to play. Trojans, now Coach working hard on that far sideline to try to figure out if he can get some more time put back on the clock. I think it's all going to be to no avail. 2:23 to play in this ball game. Trojans trail by 6. Vikings looking at a second down and 16, maybe 17. And so they will snap the ball with 2:23 to play. Trojans just got to get a stop. Give yourself at least a chance. With the speed you've got with Evan Troike and some of those things, anything can happen. They've had heroics. Johnson's back in the ball game. He slips and falls. Boy, looked like he was going to have some room, too, out there. He slips and falls, brings up third down and 17. And Coach going to take another timeout. This will be his final timeout. Trojans' final timeout of the ball game. We will take it along with him. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, grid and soil sampling, custom and variable rate application, and more. Raise the bar and make this year the most profitable yet. To learn more, visit them online at girardcoop.com or call the Agronomy Center at 620-724-8372. Producers Co-op, working for you.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Trojans trying to preserve some clock, 2:11 to play in this ball game. 6-0 your score. Trojans trail. And it's third down and 17. The Trojans need a stop here. Need 2 of them. They just used their last timeout. Vikings will run it. Going to hand it off to Johnson. Nearly lost it. Now he'll try to bounce outside. They'll get him slowed down. Got to make a tackle. And finally will tackle him. He stays in bounds as well. But now the Trojans are going to be, Vikings are going to be looking at a fourth down. It's a long pickup there of about 10 yards on the run by Johnson.
Can't come in with a shoulder. Got to wrap up.
And so 22 seconds, this will run it down to about a minute. If they get the stop, about a minute 10, they'll get it back. Will the Trojans, if they can get the stop and the ball gets set. Vikings are going to take a time and going to take their final timeout of the ball game. They're going to run this thing down as far as they can. They can get it down to about 23 when they stop this thing, and they will take that timeout with 24. 1:24 to play in this ball game. The Trojans trail by 6, but they're looking at a fourth down. The Vikings looking at a fourth down and 6 when we return. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Good luck, Trojans, from your friends at Crawcan. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Minute 24 to play here in the ball game. Girard Trojans get a stop. They got to stop the Vikings on 4th and 6. Trojans have had a hard time at times getting off the field. But this play right here is for the season. 1:24 to play in the ball game. Johnson's going to be, they're going to maybe punt it. I was surprised by that. Make the Trojans maybe drive a little bit. Lodeholtz will get a foot into it, and he'll squib that one down there. It's going to take a roll, and it rolls down and going to be fielded just shy of the goal line. Derby McReynolds had a pretty good idea trying to block the defender from having to kneel it, but the Trojans are going to get the ball back. As they're going to get it back here with 1:15 on the clock and have to go the length of the field. As this ball is going to be sitting at the 5-yard line. I'm surprised they didn't go for that. They could have ended it. When you get a chance to end it, you end it. 1:15, Trojans, no timeouts. We'll see what kind of heroics they have here. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Norris in shotgun. Snaps back, little pump fake, throws it underneath. Breaks one, does Troike, and then finally brought back. And it stops the clock with 1:07. Trojans got to hustle the line of scrimmage. They'll set it. It's going to be a first down. Trojans get a break there because the chain gang wasn't looking alive. And now they will start the clock. As it's approaching 1 minute here. Under a minute. Norris, penalty flag, comes flying in. And I think somebody was probably taken off a little early. And they run a lot of time off the clock down to 53 seconds. And it's going to be for nothing. So you waste, let's see, that was about 1:07 when they started that. So use 14 seconds. Excuse me, about 11 seconds. And don't get a good playoff. 53 seconds and they start it. Norris, straight drop, lets it fly. Over the top, intercepted. Intercepted by Gage Freese, and that'll do it. Interception, just underthrew it. I don't know if he even had a guy over the top. Trojans' third turnover of the ball game is the killer. Really, it was the second turnover of the ball game that was actually they had 4 turnovers. Trojans had 4 turnovers. 3 in the second half. The Trojans had, and that's one of those you look back and you're like, we had 4 turnovers. We lost by 6 points on the road. That'll make a guy sick. Trojans get a personal foul to boot. A little frustration there from the Trojans. Nobody can stop the clock. Vikings can go into victory formation. The Trojans throw it, an interception to end it. It's just you're trying to make something happen and just underthrew a little bit on a cold night. And it'll be Vikings football as they will have it at the 10-yard line, and they should come out, take a knee, and pretty much ice this one. 1 snap of the football is all they need to do. Gage Freese, I think, will maybe go into center for one of the first times tonight in that victory formation. And the Trojans. Did Freese fumble that ball?
He did fumble that ball.
Clock running. Probably will wind this play clock. We'll see when they do. They'll wait. And they do not have to take another snap of the football. Trojans are going to lose this one in a heartbreaker. 6-0 final. And how they'll close out the season. 5-4. Boy. Really good game plan coming into this ball game, and a tough break for the Girard Trojans as they fall 6-0 here on the road at Parsons. What a great group of kids. This senior class, man, they played a lot of football. And that's probably as good as you could ask for if you're a senior to go in and get to play as much as these guys did. Some of these guys started as sophomores. A majority of them played as sophomores. And now here they will wrap things up as seniors. Not the way they would have liked to, but a tough break here for the Trojans. They fall in a heartbreaker, 6-0 here on the road. At Parsons, we will begin the Evans Motors postgame show. It'll be an abbreviated version of the Evans Motors postgame show as we want to get tore down and get out of here. But the Trojans fall here in a heartbreaker, 6-0 to Parsons. We'll talk about it next when we come back on the Evans Motors postgame show. You've been watching Trojan football, and your home for Girard Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Peony Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Peony DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Peony has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Peony Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to peonydental.com.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays, 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
Post-game show, the Girard Trojans fall here, final game of the season. And, Coach, that's always a tough talk. I remember my talk there when I hung him up as a senior up there at Tolden. You remember your talk? You had to. I'm sure that one was a tough one for you. You didn't get to play in the game.
Yeah, it was
and that's always hard for these kids. And I say this every year at this time of the year. And it hurts and it sucks, and you've played all this time and you hurt. If that's the worst thing that happens to you in your life, you lived a pretty damn good life. And
that's for sure.
Girard Trojans are trying to lick their wounds a little bit here in a tough one, and we'll roll through this post-game here. Brought to you by Evans Motors. They've been helping get people on the road since 1935. Stop by the lot just south of Pittsburgh. See Nate or Eddie for a test drive and let them find the vehicle that is right for you. Or check out their online showroom at evansmotors.net. The Trojans fall here 6-0. Here's how we got to where we are. It's interesting, to say the least. Parsons would kick an onside kick. They would get it to start the game. They would end up turning it over on downs. Trojans would get it back, and they would have their first drive of the ball game, and they would have a dandy as they would go 12 plays, march at the length of the field, but couldn't capitalize. They took 5 minutes off the clock, more than 5 minutes, but give it back to Parsons. Parsons starts at their own 31. They go 3 and out. Trojans go 3 and out, and they have to punt it away. So back-to-back punts by both teams there. These papers are sticking together. And they're all wet, so I can't flip my pages. Matter that I actually kept them is miraculous. So Parsons gets it back as they will get it at their own 45-yard line, and an interception, a beauty by Gage Shirtano, the first of, I think, 2 turnovers by the Vikings. But that one stopped the drive with 1:12 to play in the first quarter. Trojans start at their own 2-yard line, 1:13 to play after the interception, and they put together another just great drive. Their first 2 drives, one of 12 yards and one of 12 plays and 16 plays. But again, turn it over on downs. They take 5:55 off the clock, but can't capitalize. Give it back to the Vikings with 7:18 to go in the half. Vikings take it. They go 3 and out. Again, have to punt it away. Trojans get it. And trying to make something out of nothing on that one. They throw it down the field and intercept it. It was as good as a punt, but that was the first of what would be 4 turnovers on the day. Parsons get it back at their own 26-yard line. They start driving it a little bit, but eventually a nice pass deflection on a 3rd down. Batted out of the air by Carter Doherty, who had a great ball game. And they force a punt with 1:17 to play in the first half. Trojans get it and run out the clock, and that's how we go to halftime. Come out in the second half. What do the Vikings do? They take the football down the field and get the only score of the game. They overcome on a 4th and 3. they overcome it and get a 44-yard. Again, the Trojans had it bottled up too, and that would have been a game changer. We'd be looking at overtime probably right now. 44-yard touchdown run by Gage Freese. The point after attempt was no good after it got called back on 2-point, and then they tried a 30-yard PAT field goal. That was no good, so it's set at 6-0. And we didn't think that was where we would end, but that is where it's at. Oh, Trojans started their own 42 on the ensuing one because the Vikings were going to kick it away. They kicked it onside again. They got it, but a penalty brought it back. And the Trojans, another great drive. It started with 9:44. They took 4:12 off the clock. But again, turn it over on downs. Just couldn't finish those drives. Parsons, as Parsons gets it back at their own 21-yard line, 5:32 to play in the third quarter. Trojans force another turnover on downs. Trojans get it back. They go 3 plays. On the 4th play, they fumble it. That was the second turnover, the first of the second half. And with 12 seconds, they give it back to Parsons. Parsons is driving. They get it down deep, and it looks like they're going to punch it in and probably take the ball game at that point, but they fumble deep. Trojans get it at their own 6-yard line, and they are driving again, and a cough up. Trojans trying to convert and fumbled it away back to Parsons. They drive it down the field and end up getting into a 4th and about 6. Parsons goes ahead and punts it deep, and in hindsight, probably a good idea because you're making Trojans didn't have any more timeouts. Parsons didn't have any more timeouts, and the Trojans throw an interception 2 plays into that next drive that started deep inside their own territory, their own 5, and that's how this one would basically end. The Vikings would take a knee on it, and that's how we would wrap things up. The Girard Trojans fall here at Parsons 0-6 to move to 5-4, and you look at those 4 losses on the year, and man, you like to have for sure 3 of them back. Oh. This one, that game against Prairie View, you lose by 6, and then you go up and lay an egg in the first quarter at Burlington, then pretty much win that game, but end up losing it, and a whole different season, but just real close. But you got to think about this. Coach Philpott inherited a team that was not having a lot of success winning. You have a winning season, which is always positive, but you're changing the culture. You're trying to get things going, and maybe this will make a nice step towards it. You're losing some close ones.
Yeah, and big thank you to the seniors, great leaders, great kids. Yep. You know, just a hard game to fall, and 6-0 against a Parsons team with a lot of speed. Nothing really to hang your hat about. Just like you said, if this is the worst thing that happens to them in their life, they've had a real good life. So, just something you got to take a step forward and move forward with it.
You're going to give Coach a chance to be with his team, and not a great setup here for him to come over here anyway. So post-game interview normally brought to you by a great supporter of ours, Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And, of course, go check out the Bender. Everyone's headed to the Bender for another great post-game celebration. Grab your friends and head to the Bender for a late-night snack and some fun. Bender on 7, Girard's newest and most favorite hangout. Dine in or carry out. Call 620-724-4860. Again, great thanks to you, partner. I appreciate you coming over and helping me out this year, and we'll do it again in basketball season. Again, that starts on November 30th. We'll have more about that. Be sure you check out GirardSportsLive.com and go to our Facebook pages as well to keep up to date on everything we're doing as we bring Trojan athletics to your television. For all of our great sponsors, for Dale Shireman, we appreciate you guys as always. And Trojans losing a heartbreaker, but have a great contest, and hopefully they can look back on it fondly someday. Thanks again for joining us. You've been watching Trojan Football on your home for Girard Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Hamilton Saporito in motion. Straight cross, Graham pumping. Double move, Derby McReynolds trying to get over there. And he does! What a recovery by Derby McReynolds!
Girard Sports Live is presented by Craw-Can Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance Jenny Collins Agency, Bender on 7, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Call Service, Chicken Annie's Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, G&W Foods, Girard Medical Center, Hydrix Appliance, Jagged Edge, Canar Eye Care, Kim Kravitz Photo, Laird Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drugstore, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Paoni Dental, the Producers Co-op Agronomy Center, the Market 120, and the Producers Co-op Farm Store.
Two wide receivers near side. Curran in the slot. Chitano, the wide out. Norris going to throw it up. He wants Troike over the top. He makes the catch. What a throw! He threw it in the breadbasket of Evan Troike on a rope. What a throw from the 30 down to the 20.
You've been watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.